Hello and welcome back to Roll the Bones. My name is Rob and I'm joined by my majestic players Dom, Matt and Mike, and I ask the immortal question, the question that has lingered long in our thoughts, the question that apparently first came from a small village in Sardinia. What happened previously? On nights.
We're majestic. Enjoy it.
Oh, the apocalypse, go.
There were harpies.
Murderous harpies.
Murderous harpies. There were 4 of them. Some spells were cast that were maybe a mistake. That backfired slightly.
What spells?
It was Cloud Kill. I cast Cloud Kill to take them out very quickly. But unfortunately one of them made me walk into my own Cloud Kill. And it Cloud Killed me.
Oh dear.
Just from sheer loss of constitution and a bit of damage, all met in the middle, and I had died. We took out the harpies, and Silasta revived. No, Trick revived me.
Silasta tried to, and
couldn't get the job done.
It's close. We had to just fling it out, the little rod. And Trick brought me back, and I saw some stuff.
But what did he see?
What did he see while he was gone? Undead armies and power.
Saw beans, lots of beans, lots of
necromancy. He saw necromancy at its core. Yeah.
I also heard of a disembodied voice as well, welcoming him not into the light, as most would discover when passing into death. You were welcomed to the east, and that's where you saw this land of graves and crypts stretching as far as the eye could see.
Yes, he did. Absolutely.
Before heading up, we passed head into the front doors next to it and found a spooky organ playing, and we left it there.
You did, yes.
We went upstairs, and upon searching, we found a secret door.
Ooh.
And behind
you found a secret door. You just spotted it. You were just like, the secret door there.
Carried on walking.
Like, it's a secret door. And we were all like, what the hell?
It's just a door.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of artwork inside, and also, behind the secret door, another secret door.
The secret doors all the way down.
Mm-hmm. It was so secret.
So secret that I believe Rob hadn't anticipated we'd open it so easily. But
I think it was it was definitely Derek Redhaven who did not foresee that. Definitely not me. Well, no, the principle behind it, and I actually retconned it in the session. I was like, no, you did see it because I wanted to give you a clever moment, and it didn't work. But you would have seen that the door was made of a mural. Of Xalax, a great figure in history. I don't remember if I told you much about that character in particular.
Just that he was a great general who fought against the True Light Rebellion.
That's right. But there's a famous ballad about the Xalax and the fall of Xalax, an ancient song, and playing the certain notes of that ballad on the organ within this music room opened the mural to discover, yes, another secret room. What did you find inside?
lots of loot.
Lots of loot.
Lots of goodies. We found goodies. They were things that there was a note that said these are items that would aid us, that would aid the strangers, that had been sort of put in safekeeping to keep them from us.
Yes, currently in use, I believe, is a bolt shirt, some hex bands, and a belt of healing. Everything else is currently I have put in the communal shared loot until we decide what we do with it, except for the gauntlets of brawling, which Silasta has pocketed in the hope that he could transfer to another slot if he finds the right person.
Yeah, a great victory to actually get and roll some loot and also find some loot that you would actually use. So that was nice. So yes, that there was a reason why those were there in particular, because they were confiscated to hide them from your reach. But it didn't work. What happened then?
We left the secret room to find Another secret.
Another secret room.
Another one.
Yes.
More
The most
secret room.
confusing of items within it. A salt bath.
Yes, more.
Bloody salt bath.
Do we think
We
that
just
Derek
could
Redhaven is
not
just
figure
like
it out.
he's a big fan of sensory deprivation, and he's
Yeah.
He just floats in there, yeah.
It was quite small though, so he uses a potion of reduce.
well, he can turn himself into a bat,
Or-
can't he?
Oh yeah. There's just a little bat floating on the top of the water.
It's actually like a bird feeder water basin.
Or he's really
What
into
about-
he's really into mussel fishing, or crabbing.
I mean,
This is where he brings his
straight up, guys. I think this saltwater thing has definitely got away with me. Get away from me! Like, it's just one of those things that sort of just has grown and evolved as the story has continued.
Should have been able to figure it out. My
I think
mine
what
and
superstition
Knowledge
mentioned.
Arcana is good, but we still couldn't
You didn't,
figure it
yeah.
out.
That's it. The
We
one
just
roll
rolled really badly.
the one roll that would have defined it, you actually didn't make it. So yeah,
Just failed miserably.
you
yeah.
did know. Ansel was able to work out, and I danced around actually giving you the answer, but worked out it was there was a lot to do with superstition and alchemy and things like that. But no, the actual purpose of the salt water has not been divined. However,
But it was
Ansel-
also another smaller version of a portal, I think.
That's right. Yes. So you learned that there was like another copy of similar magical technology that had been used to emulate the Bright Gate downstairs. This time, however, to help construct and forge magical artifacts that Ansel learned you could use to rebuild the Glass of Atonement, which is what brings you up the tower in the first place. The device that could be used to unmake the mirror chain and, by extension, the fugue moon.
But it was missing the glass.
It was missing the glass. Yes, the actual mirror part is not around.
I don't think we got anything else from that room,
Nope,
so we left.
you did, and
Went through the main door after umming and ahhing how to sort of do it. We found out there was 5 undead. Using detect undead, we found out there were 5 undead on the other side of the door. That's important. Very powerful undead. We decided that we would go for it straight in the door, rather than sort of going round and facing whatever was outside. We bust in there. And I pulled off a rebuke, a very powerful rebuke. My first successful.
the most powerful rebuke, I think we can safely determine. The most powerful rebuke.
Most definitely. Definitely the most powerful one I've done. It was, it felt good.
It was the most powerful one I think you could have done as well, if memory serves.
Yes.
And
Yes,
it
it
was great. Yeah, I was pleased because earlier in the session you were saying, well, it's not actually ever worked, which I don't think is accurate.
Not ever been particularly handy rebuking, but this
yes.
time it was.
But it just shows that, eventually you get powerful enough and soon shit starts happening.
Yeah.
And it's as you had burst into this room that, this mist dissipated and it was revealed that you were facing... As you had heard rumour, you had heard that they were here, you were facing Sister Saya, one of the remaining Sanguine Sisters, the last remaining of the 3. But then what was the final little thing that you learned before we terminated the session?
She had assimilated her sisters into one being.
Yes.
There were 5 of them, but one of them was 3.
That's right. And she reeled and cursed as she was struck with a rebuke, which I have since learned lasts for 10 rounds, which means that all she can do is be awed and cower in the face of the arrival of the strangers. And that is where we return to our tale. And I have already asked for initiative to be rolled. So, with that said, we go straight into it. Silaster, you've all arrived by bouncing through the door. Ansel teleported you straight through. You witness Obsidian's power just let loose across the room, and send the Sanguine Sisters, the three-headed witch, reeling to the ground. But in that same moment, two shadowy figures emerged out of the shadow. Clearly vampires, ready to destroy you. It is your turn. You begin the initiative. What do you do?
I mean, I see the thing react to this rebuking thing, which I've only seen a handful of times. But again, I don't know who these people are. I've never met them before. But I have met similar vampires and Spawn before. So
that's right.
I am going to Shadow Stride to here. As I blink, and in an instant, I am there. Wow. And then I shall attempt a greater insightful strike.
Very good.
And I've no idea if he can be caught flat-footed or not, but...
$26 is a hit. You dash forward and strike at the vampire, catching him wherever you wanted to catch him.
In his face.
In his
for
face.
52 points of damage.
Wow.
Bleeding neck.
You just step forward and snap in front of the vampire and just smash him in the face. He gives a feral roar as you punch him with an insane amount of damage for an opening strike. 52 points of damage. Like one of his vampiric teeth soars from his mouth, shattering on the steps of that great coffin there. Anything else on your turn as he reels from that insane strike?
I mean, should have done this sooner, but I will drop into the Pearl of Black Doubt as well. I've smashed him, and now defense.
Very good. As he's sent reeling, it is the Sanguine Sisters' turn, and Siren, Sia, and Saya cry out in a chorus, a cacophony of anguish. I see your soul. I will say your name. I will sing with your voice. But all to no avail. She finds herself just completely cast back, powerless against the necromantic mastery at work here. That is her turn. 9 remaining. It is now the vampires' turns. Sorry, I apologise. It is now Obsidian's turn.
It's got to be her, hasn't it? It's absolutely got to be her. Okay, so what we will do... I'm going to do it just straight damage, because that hurts, and she can't really do anything.
No, she's just smashed on the floor, basically, like wrecked from the rebuke.
In which case, if I summon... Okay, I will start summoning.
Okay, what are you going to start summoning?
I will start summoning... We want... so we'll go with three wise old sages. just make sure that it is 3. Sorry, I've got about 5 things open. So I'm going to cast it at... We'll cast it at level 5. We'll do a summon undead 5, so we can do 2 undead at the same time, 4 from the same kind. So 4 wise old sages, please.
Okay. I'm going to paste them in there. They won't count as being on there until the start of next turn.
They won't. Plonk them in the corner over here, mate, or something, and I'll plonk them into place on the next round. I can't do anything else, so I'm literally just standing. There
they are. So they begin manifesting bones, billowing up out of black smoke as you begin your chanting. It is.
Cheers.
It does not go without notice that it is by your efforts, Obsidian, that their mistress has been completely taken out of this battle. So I'm afraid. Can they actually get to you? They are fast. 10, 15, 20, 35, 50 just. It's going to be a risky one for it, but it's going to dash in front of all of you to get to there. Not mechanically dashing, just in terms of description. It's going to rush forward. And it sees what you're going to do, and it's going to attempt to stop you, Obsidian.
Okay.
So he is going to just try and belch you. What is your armor class?
It is currently 24. At least for the next 10 minutes.
Mid-casting, how exactly is it, Obsidian, that you evade having your face clawed off you as it swipes for you, but you evade it?
Again, I would imagine that it all sort of comes from the fact that he's got magical protection from potions. He's got bark skin, so his skin under his mask is rougher and thicker, and he's also got this kind of deflecting shield from the Shield of Faith. So it definitely hits him, but it just sort of rebounds off with the energy surrounding him.
Okay, this one up here. I need to roll something. Join me, children of the night! The one in front of you screams, Silaster. And you just hear something moving above. Vroom, vroom, vroom. The sound of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of wings swirling above in the darkness above. And then, like a storm, they are upon you. 2 swarms of bats come reeling out from above, and this one here instinctually moves to protect its master, easily moving into your space, immediately doing automatic damage, as hundreds and hundreds of teeth start sinking into you, Silaster, for 5 points of piercing damage. And I also need you to make a fortitude saving throw, please.
Well, I'm going to go mind over body here and use a concentration check. Thank you very much.
Very good.
So that's... Oh, not plus 36. That'd be nice. 23.
Yeah, it's really good. There's something about the state that you're in at the moment, Silaster. What is it that allows you to maintain your focus in this battle despite being surrounded by bats?
Oh, I was in my Perla blacked out, so my mind was elsewhere. I was thinking of home. I was letting instinct take over. And they're all around me, but to me it's just like a snow flurry batting against my skin.
The other swarm moves in and is going to do the exact same thing to both Obsidian and Ansel. and so you take 4 points of piercing automatically. Obsidian, you take 6. I don't think that means you take any.
It means I take 0.
But you both also need
take
to
2.
make a fortitude saving throw each, please.
I will also use my
Yes.
thingy for the day. So that's going
I'm assuming it's not magic or spell-like ability.
No, it's just the mere presence of them all swarming around you that's doing this.
11.
Oh, Obsidian,
I'm
you're
fine.
able to
What a
resist.
waste.
However, I am so sorry, and long have I held my hand, but finally we introduced the condition nauseated into the proceedings. Ansel, you are nauseated for 1 round. Unfortunately, that means as we now move on to your turn, it does mean that you just completely, all you can do is move on your turn. I believe that's what it is, nauseated. You can't do anything else.
Move action only.
Just a move action, unfortunately, as we move to your turn, Ansel. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I will.
Just move.
I will move.
I mean, it's
Might as well do what I can.
It's what you got going for you, yeah.
I'm going to move over here.
Yeah, so you rush over there.
He can have an attack of opportunity if he wants one.
Oh, the vampire, of course. Yeah, he's going to take it, absolutely. Every little helps. That is a 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
That is 12 points of bludgeoning damage as he slams you, and you take 2 negative levels.
2 negative levels.
Yes.
Okay.
As you are you suddenly realise that these are not vampire spawn, where you are hitting them and energy drain is hitting you. This is like a full strike from a vampire, and whenever they land an attack upon you, they do drain your energy. And I'm pretty sure you don't get a fortitude save against it, only a fortitude save to remove them at a later point. Feel free to look that up if you dispute that, but I'm fairly sure that's what it is.
I don't know.
Don't they come back 1 a day?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Unless tended to, of course.
Yeah.
Via restorative magic, but that's that. So sorry, Ansel, you move away, not only nauseated, but struck and taking 2 negative levels. With that, we are we move back to the top of the round. Silaster, what do you do?
As a swift action, I will drop into a different stance. I'll go to Child of Shadow, and then
Very good.
I'll go 5, 10, the long way round. And as I skid past him, I will attempt my dual Shadow Blade for an obscuring Shadow Veil.
Very good.
33.
Yeah, you slash into the vampire.
Excellent. That is... 49 points of damage.
Bear with, sorry, maths.
Beautiful.
The big guns
Very
are out
good.
right now, so... what is it like as you cut this vampire down?
Yes. He's busy kind of chanting and calling all these bats in, and I use that as a moment to skid past him, and as he turns to look at me, my hand is just cut through his neck, and it just pops off.
Okay.
Now, whether that kills him or not, I don't know. But
Well,
I just
from your
decapitate him.
From your description, then yes, that would do the trick. The head flies off, and it gives this feral shriek as hundreds, well, yeah, a good couple of 100 years disintegrate before you. The scream of hundreds of victims cry out as the vampire is brought down, melting into black, oily goo, and then exploding into grey ash. Buffy the Vampire style. Nice. Slayer style. Amazing, yes, banished. The bats remain. And actually, are you still in the bats? Or are you just outside the bats?
I'm on the cusp.
You are just
but
outside
I know
the bats,
means.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're outside the bats, that's okay. Anything else on your turn?
No.
The Sanguine Sisters screech and cry out, Siren, Sia, and Saya pointing out, each seemingly fighting for control of the same limbs, desperately trying to pull themselves up using the coffin, but haplessly sliding back down from the pale, smooth stone. That is their turn. That is another round done. 8 remaining. Obsidian, it is your turn, and suddenly, out of nowhere, 4 wise old sages, towering troll undead summons appear.
We're gonna have 1, 2,
Oh, God.
3, 4.
Do you feel in control?
Do you feel in control?
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all flanking.
They are.
And they all get the +2. So I'm going to resolve all of their business before I do anything with my turn. So they are on.
That's the +2 to strike a rebuked enemy, right? That comes along with it, doesn't it? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so they get +2 to strike a rebuked enemy. They get another +2 because they're flanking. So that's +4. They're on 10. So +14. 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, so the first one gets 2 claws and a bite. So
okay.
2 claws. 1, 2, 29 and 22.
29 hits, 22 doesn't hit.
Okie dokie. And then the bite, which is +3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 18. So that's a no. So that's 1 claw. There must be a way for me to note this down. We'll do claw, bite, and I'll just do a tally next to each hit and erase it every time. That'd be the easiest way to do it.
Do my best to count how many do hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
I've got 1 claw so far. So the next one, the 2 claws, so 1, 2, 28 and 18, so that's 1 hit, yep. I imagine, and
yep.
Yeah, and a miss, and then the bite, 13, so that's a no. The next one, 1, 2, 31 and 32. So yep. I'm imagining that's 2 hits.
Yep.
And then the bite, only 15.
Nope.
And the next one, 1, 2, 28 and 27.
Those all hit.
So that's another 2. And then the bite. Oh, 27.
Yeah,
1 bite.
First bite gets through as well. Yep, that's a hit.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 claws hit. The claws do 1 d6 plus 6, but with the extra strength from my thing, that's 1d6 plus 8.
Okay, I'm doing some as well.
But cold damage as well, and I don't think vampires are immune to cold, are they? They might be, actually.
That is a good...
Should I roll the cold?
You can roll the cold. I don't mind telling you that they are resistant to cold. So you might want
roll
to do
the cold
separate
separately.
if you wouldn't mind, yeah.
Not a problem. So that is 1d6. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 66 plus. Maths. Plus 48. And that's from the claws. So 65 from the claws. the bite. 4, 5. Does 1d6 plus 5. An extra 7 from the bite, and then that's 1, 2. So that's 7d6 of cold.
Okay, minus.
So 25 cold.
Okay. And that was a set hit a total times of 7 times, wasn't it? Including bites and swipes.
Yep. It all counts as magic.
Yeah, so how much cold was that in total? Sorry, say once again.
Because the cold is magical.
Yeah.
But that was 25 points of cold damage.
Okay, in total, how I've worked it out per hit, taking it off per hit, that means it doesn't take any cold damage. However, the fact that that is magical more than makes up for it, because those attacks just bypass straight through the Sanguine Sisters. Damage reduction just cleaving into it on the ground. There's just a feral shriek as this three-headed witch is just surrounded by your towering bone sentinels.
Amazing.
Are they? Sorry, they are skeleton ones, aren't they? They look like they're skeleton heads.
They are, yeah. They're troll skeletons.
Yeah, and she looks absolutely savage.
Them.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, I will. I'll stay where I am for a second before I move, so I'll do something and then I'll move. I know that this vampire has not been touched. What I'm about to do would heal him if he had, but he hasn't, so I'm not bothered. But I know that the bats are not undead, they're just bats. So I will do a negative energy burst to try to erase the bats.
Yes.
So can the bat swarm do a DC 23 will save?
Can it indeed? No. No, it can't.
No.
It literally couldn't have done worse.
So it takes 24 points of negative energy damage, and the vampire feels refreshed.
Yeah, it's like, wow. I wish he'd taken a licking there. The bats evaporate into white, negative,
Amazing.
greenish light as they are banished utterly.
Right, and then I will go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I want to move away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here, and he will get an attack of opportunity on me as I move away.
He's already had one.
He does have
has,
more,
unless he
unfortunately, so he will take another. Unfortunately, he's got that little trick up his sleeve. That is
Armor class still 24 currently.
that is a hit. He sees you going and belts you, Obsidian, as you rush away, doing 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and you receive 2 negative levels.
Bypasses. I believe
Do
Death
you?
Ward
Because you've got
works
Death Ward
against
on.
Energy Drain, which is a
Yes.
vampire ability, so I do not
Yes.
take those.
So you feel something trying to drain from you. What is it like as your Death
But it
Ward
does
resists that?
bypass my damage reduction with bludgeoning, so
Cool.
unfortunately I do take all 11 points of that.
Ah.
But yeah, the Death Ward, absolutely. So when I was hit before, and it was the Shield of Faith that was sort of light and beautiful that deflected the hit. This time it was a magical thing, and it was my own magic, and it was more of a sort of a dark green pallid energy that just repelled the power in the same way.
Amazing. I love that.
And as long-winded as it was, that was my turn.
And a good and effective turn it was, my goodness me. Undead Mastery indeed. The battle rages as we move to the vampires. The first one has been slain by Silaster. Or technically he was the second one. But that one up there was slain by Silaster. The other one, who has just got his attacks of opportunity in, is just gonna pursue. Ooh. Or is he? No, he's not. He realises, he's not stupid, he realises what's happening. So he is going to rush at that door. And he begins roaring loudly. And he's off.
Oh.
Love it. Great. Wonderful.
There's a whole balcony of people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Not to worry.
So he's gone, sorry, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 30, 31, 40, 41. Okay, so he's got there. As he literally just sprints out of the room. Because why stand and fight you alone in this room when he has literally a castle full of allies bent on the utter annihilation of the strangers? We move from him to Ansel. Ansel, you recover from your bout of nausea. You are free to act normally. What do you do?
Cool. Well, that's changed things, so I need to think. I'll have to be after him, won't I? Yes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'll send the shade to there.
Yeah.
And then I will hit him with an Eldritch Blast, hopefully. I'm at -2 to hit, aren't I?
Why are you at -2 to hit, sorry?
Because of the negative levels you gave me, you bastard.
You are at a -2 then, yeah.
Because of you.
Because of what you did to me. But that's fine. So he's at -2 to his AC because the shade is within reach.
Yeah.
Which gives him 29 on his touch. I don't think it really matters that it was the -2 to his AC.
I mean, listen, you absolutely smash it with that. You are on target and you unleash your Eldritch Blast upon him. Roll it up.
Bollocks, I keep forgetting to. 21 points of damage, and he needs to make a fortitude save if he's capable of being sickened.
He is not capable of being sickened, but he will take the full damage.
Cool. And then I'm gonna try and drop a curse on him as well.
Okay, yeah. Also at -2, right? Because of the shade?
Yeah, although the DC will be less because
Sure. Yeah, I get you.
of levels. So I think it is 1 less than usual, so it should be 20.
Is that what the hex means?
Will save.
Is that including the hex bands that you just received?
Yes.
Okay. He succeeds, unfortunately. You try and lay a curse on him, but whether it's because he's just rushing away from you or whether he resists, you don't know. But he is, well, he does resist, unfortunately.
No worries.
That is your turn, Ansel, I believe.
It is indeed.
We are back to the top of the round, Alastair.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but would the bats in front of me have done something?
Oh, of course, yes. Thank you for your honesty. Well, no, they will just have moved on to you. Yeah, thanks for that. They will move on to you, dealing a further just 1d6 points of damage, 3 points of piercing damage. Please make a fortitude saving throw.
Oh, 28. That's on my
Absolutely
base.
smashed it. You barely realise they're there, other than the death by 1,000 cuts that's occurring. But other than that, you're not too bothered. You're able to resist the nausea of being swept around by all these vile creatures. What do you do now?
Well, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, through the swarm as they just batter against me. I don't have much. I don't think a punch can do much against a swarm. but a vial of Alchemist's Fire might. So I am going to throw Alchemist's Fire into the swarm as a ranged touch.
Okay.
Hey, they can catch fire if this works. 34 on the touch of the swarm.
That's an easy hit on the touch of the swarm.
Excellent. They take 4 points of fire damage, and unless they make an actual thing to put it out, they'll take fire damage every turn.
Yeah, so this swarm becomes like a fiery, flying inferno swarming around you, shrieking with a fell noise. As the bat swarm have 4 points of damage. My goodness, but yet they linger. There we go. Anything else, Silaster?
That's it.
It is the Sanguine Sisters. They shriek and they cry at the moon that they think they can see far above them, but it is only the reflection of one of those silvery round hats that hover high above as raining fucking blows come down upon them again and again, as that is a third round of them being rebuked. 7 remain. Obsidian and Obsidian's retinue, what do you do?
Let's just resolve this again, shall we?
I'm happy for you to, because she's not going anywhere, so I'm happy for you to just be silently working on more and more damage each turn from now on, Obsidian, if that's what you want.
I don't see why not.
It's up to you.
Well,
she
I tell
literally
you what,
can't do
I
anything
have,
but cower for 10 rounds. It's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right?
Yes.
Let's just roll it in one go, right?
Okay.
8 hits. That's 8 d20, and they're all plus...
Plus 10, wasn't it, last time?
They're all plus 14.
Oh, 14.
Oh, it's not going to work. I'll just roll them one at a time, but I'll do it quickly. 1,
Miss.
2,
Hit.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's a 23, a 25, a 20. So a 25?
Hit.
All right, so that's 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit, 5 hit, and then 21, 23 missed, didn't it?
Correct, yeah. The armor class, I'm just going to tell you,
Okay.
her armor class is 23.
Okay, in which case then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits.
Yep.
And then we also have 4 bites, which are all plus 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. None of those hit. Okay, so we just have 5 hits. So 5 do 6. Plus 40 is 57. So she takes 57 normal damage. And then I'll get rid of that. And she takes a further of the cold 15 from 5 hits.
She takes no cold damage.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, really, really high cold resistance. But thankfully, that
can I beat
is...
the resistance with the D6? Is it possible? Because I can just stop rolling it.
No, you can't.
Yeah, then I won't.
Yeah,
Fine.
Yeah, because it's per hit.
That's absolutely fine.
So it wouldn't get through.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
That's not a problem then, so I won't roll the cold. But it does. The hits still count as magical though, even without that. So it doesn't
they
matter.
do, and it is a blessing.
So she will take the 57 points of damage.
Oh my god, it's absolutely... She's just being torn to shreds by these creatures. Still she lingers. Like, part of Siren's face is just clawed away. One of Sia's eyes, ironically, gets gashed open, shrieking, like, disgusting green bile is, like, flooding in the corners of her 3 mouths as she shrieks, wailing, reaching for you, Obsidian, venom in her 5 eyes. Anything else on your turn?
This is only for imagine what I will be with an army.
Yes.
Yeah, but that was just my summons, so I'm going to check.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do my 5 steps to the doorway, and then when I look, make up where I'm going to go my last one. Okay, so I'll just do the 5 steps into the doorway, and I will fire off a spell at the vampire.
Vampire, yes.
Can he please do a will save? It's level 3. Is it level 3? Double check. Yes, it is level 3. So DC 22.
DC 22. Okay. Well, listen, he hasn't got a good chance. He has got a good chance of beating this, but he is at a -2, I believe, because of the Shade's presence.
Yeah.
Okay. What was it? It was 22, right?
22.
He gets 22. He does not surpass it. Thus, he fails the
Amazing.
He fails the save.
In which case, 1 round per level. So for 12 rounds, he is halted.
Ah.
He is immobile. I have used halt undead. So he tries to run. My things are behind. Just reach out a hand and just close my fist, and he goes and just stops dead as I just freeze him in place and hold him there. The effect is broken if the creatures are attacked or take damage, but it doesn't attack him or do damage to him to grab him and move him back into this room. Close the door, Dom. That's not attack or damage. That's just gently moving him.
Come with us.
Very good.
That's the end of my turn.
That's Obsidian's turn. The vampire is just frozen to the spot, and he's basically reached that. That you remember that segment there was like a singular drop all the way down to the hallway where you had fought the harpies. So he's sort of like teetering next to the banner, but yeah, cannot move. Bannister, sorry, cannot move. That is his turn as he spends his turn held. The other vampire is dead. The bats. Flaming bats go move upon you. First of all, I'd like to make a reflex saving throw as alchemist fire bats surround you.
Sure. That's a critical.
Wow! And you got evasion. So you're like, what is it like as you're dodging flaming bats as you still, automatically take
My God.
2 points of damage?
I think the bats will come in, but Silas's just going to keep this nice and easy. He just drops to the ground as low as he can get as they're just trying to dive.
Dude, I was so imagining it like Spider-Man dodging the winged pumpkin bombs.
The spin, yeah. Oh, love it. So good. That is its turn. Oh, fortitude save as well, please. You cannot evade the fortitude save.
27.
You resist, and it is now Ansel's turn.
Yeah, can I
Shepherd
shepherd it back? Yeah, I'll just can I use my standard action to move him, pick him up and move him?
Yeah, so your
all
movement
I can
and
do.
standard action, yeah, I think that'll be fine. All I will ask for is a... I don't even think, because I think anyone could really drag them. I will say, give me a strength check, but the DC will be very low to see if you can move him.
Would your
Annoyingly.
dimension door trigger it?
It has to be willing.
Ah,
How do you, what was the check? Sorry,
A strength check, please, unless you could argue another means that you're just moving him, but I would say it would be a strength, just strength.
okay. Well, I'm -1 to strength now, as it's a -2 because of the negative levels. So this may go poorly.
Okay.
8.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. DC 5. You start just pulling him. It was just to see it in case something just dreadful happened, but no, you're able to just pull him back through into the hall. The chamber, and that'll be your turn. Then I'll move him as well. Hang on.
Great.
So 1, 2.
Yeah.
So he'll be about there.
Just grab him by the scruff of the neck and just drag him. It's like feet scraping on the floor.
I imagine these vampires kind of look, they look a little bit like Nosferatu, so they're kind of like bold with really long sort of bat-like ears and like squashed in like angular gothic-like faces, and this creature is looking at you with just pure hatred from the pits of the nine hells. But all it can do is be dragged into the room as we move back to the top of the round. Silaster, flaming bats are all about you. What do you do?
I'm going to go 5, 10, jumping onto the coffin, 15, 20 over here, behind, sister, all of them. How high is this room?
How high is the room? Oh, it's really gothic in its architecture. It's got a sweeping high ceiling where those bats were hiding. It's easily 60 feet up to the ceiling. 60
feet, you say? Oh, this could be fun. I am going to attempt a touch attack on Sister Saya.
Okay. Well, you have
35.
Significant advantages to this already, but yes, 35 is an easy touch on her, yes.
We now make an opposed trip attempt. I know she gets a +4 because she's a size category larger than me.
She is a size category larger than you, that's correct. Yeah, okay.
I'm also going to use my Helm Band of Battle to get +2 to this. So,
ooh, you know, like, man, that's, okay, what is... She's got her total.
32.
Hers was 21, so not to be sniffed at, but just nothing in comparison to that. Right. Okay, so she fails. I think I might have a hint of what might be happening with your line of questioning. Please continue. What occurs next?
Seeing as I'm about head level, because I'm standing on the coffin and behind them, I channel all my shadowy strength. I grab Sister Saya by her hair, and I just go... as I ballista launch her 60 feet into the air.
Yeet!
Yeet indeed. If she hits the ceiling, she'll take some damage.
She will hit the ceiling, yeah. It's, yeah. You hit, yeah, easily.
Well, she's going to take... Oh, this has made me quite happy.
I'm sure it has.
She takes 38 points of damage from the impact going up.
Okay, she smashes into the ceiling.
If she then falls down, she's then going to take...
Yeah, she falls down. She hits the ceiling, falls down.
For... Will it be the same?
Yes, the same. Yep.
Well, without the modifier. 21 points of damage. That made me happy.
What is it like as you kill Sister Saya?
So typical!
Siren.
So typical!
How many people have you killed with the yeet?
I love it.
By 1 point as well. By 1.
By 1 point. I throw her up, and as I do, her heads all just crush against the ceiling, barely clinging on, and then as she falls back down, what's left of her heads just sort of hit the floor and then bounce across each other like a Newton's cradle until they all just crash into each other, blood everywhere, or whatever is inside them. Thanks, Mavity. Went well.
So, that was Silas's turn. I also need you to roll the Alchemist's Fire damage for the bats, please.
6 maximum.
They linger still.
Okay.
But they are severely diminished by the fire. I'm guessing that's your turn.
Yes.
can you give me a heal check, please? Ansel, you are just outside the room, so I'm not going to allow you to do one this round. I need Obsidian and Silaster to do a heal check for me, please. Obsidian, you can give me instead. You can give me your Mortician roll instead, actually.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
21.
21, yeah.
Only 14.
Obsidian, you aren't really aware of what's happening right now. You're probably too occupied with watching Ansel drag this vampire back in after you having cast a spell, so you're just occupied with the other vampire. Silaster, that is good enough for you to realise that despite the devastating power of the yeet, this creature at your feet is not just a witch. You know this. You know that these serve Derek Redhaven. You know that each of the three sisters are vampiric in nature. And you watch as, though completely out of the fight at this stage, even where those three heads smashed into the ceiling, you see the blood from the impact slowly start being absorbed back into the carcass, slowly starting to rebuild, to fast heal. Vampires aren't so easily destroyed, you learn.
Get him up!
Get him up!
Mop up the blood!
But that is still her turn, which is the 4th round of the 10. Obsidian, it is your turn.
But she's still got a body on the floor, right?
Yep.
So we'll just have the trolls do automatic damage then, just keep ripping at her.
Do it, auto damage.
Which will be... just roll their damage for all the hits. Again, we won't even bother rolling any cold damage, but...
Yep, just do as if all of them
1,
hit
2,
with
3,
all
4, 5,
of their...
6, 7, 8. 8 times 8 is 40. No.
8 times 8 is 64?
64. Of course it's 64. I knew that when I was in school, but I have since left school and don't care. So 96 damage from the claws. Everything. Plus another 40 from the biting, from the pecking beaks of the old skeletons. Oh no, they're not owlbears, they're trolls. So just from being ripped at by their teeth, and we won't roll any cold damage because there's no point. But that is all extra damage to keep her down.
Okay.
Fast heal that, bitch.
There's no fast healing from that. The attempt was made, but I mean, from that amount of damage and from them, as you described, ripping apart, there is no part of her left to begin the process of the vampiric return. So what remains of Siren, Sia, and Saya is picked apart like carrion on the beach. Arcing lines of entrails and guts and shrieking hag teeth rise up in a frenzy of red mist, and she is utterly vanquished.
Amazing.
So you both got it in a way which is quite democratic and nice. But there we are. So that was the summon's turn. Anything on your turn, Obsidian? As
so I'm going to move around. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm facing him as he's being pulled away.
Yes.
And I'm not going to attack him, but I will hold out my hand and I will say, bow to my power, and I will do another rebuke.
Yes.
Right in his face.
I have his hit die. Yes. I know the amount that you need to turn him.
And this is plus my... No, it's 1 less than that. It's 18, not 19. I Did 8 rather than 7 for some reason.
Okay. So what's
And
that
I
on the table?
turn at 18 clerics level plus 2, so 12, 13, 14.
Oh, you are so close, but sadly, as with all of these creatures, you've noted that there is a turn resistance that each of the creatures that dwell in the castle have been operating under. Sadly, you are just shy of it, and he gives like a feral shriek and shrugs off your power like you've just thrust a holy symbol directly into his face, like you've shoved garlic up his nostrils. He is not happy. That's that, unless there's anything else you could do, Obsidian.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm fine.
Alright then. That was Obsidian's turn. The vampire can do nothing, so remains held. Ansel, it is your turn.
I'm going to continue dragging him, and I'm going to put him in the magic circle of bludgeoning, I think it's called. The pulverizing circle. Is it a pulverizing circle?
Yeah, that's right.
All
That's
answers
absolutely
are
right.
true. Yes. There we are. So yeah. Oh, let me put him in there. Sorry, where is he? Yeah, you can just drop him in there, and I'll remove Sister Saya because she is no longer in that form. She is paste.
She is an ex-vampire.
So he gets dropped in there.
Vampire
Is that
paste.
square okay, or do you want the one further back?
Put him further back. Let Silas have a go as well.
There you go then. Yeah, so you drop him in there, and he's just like still frozen in the exact same pose that you grabbed him in, reaching as if trying to get to that staircase all the way back there. Do you close the door as well? Oh no, sorry, Obsidian's still out there on his turn.
Probably
Sorry.
wouldn't have a hand free anyway.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Anything else on your turn? I think that's pretty much 5, 10, 15, 20.
No, I'm good with that.
Yeah. To properly position him and stuff, that's fine. Okay. We're back to the top of the round. Silaster, Ansel has brought you a gift.
I mean, I'm guessing the bats would have attempted to swarm me again.
Oh, of course it is on their turn. Yeah, they will attempt to swarm you. You're absolutely right. Oh! That's actually a good point. Ansel, those bats would have moved on its turn, which would mean that it would have gone for Silaster on their turn. Which would mean if you're going to put them in that square, then the vampire will technically be being attacked.
Oh, I probably wouldn't have put it in that square.
So,
in
no,
that
that's
case.
fine. That's why I'm telling you, because you would have had that information had I had actually made the bats act on their turn. So instead, the bats will go there, and we'll say the vampire goes there for now. The bats will act on their turn. They are ablaze. Please, well, first of all, they do 5 points of piercing damage to you, Silaster. Please make a reflex saving throw, followed by a fortitude saving throw. As they're still ablaze.
Reflex is 22.
You're still fine.
Fortitude, 18. Ooh.
You resist nausea. So that's that. That was their turn. Sorry. Ansel then puts the vampire there. We are back to the top of the round. Silaster, it's your turn.
They take 3 fire damage.
They are enveloped in the perfect amount of damage by the remaining fire and are gone.
I can see the size of these things. A little hop from me won't be too inconsequential for them. I will do a free 5-foot step, but I'm calling it a jumping axe handle smash. As I do my 5-foot step down, I will be doing a mountain hammer axe handle over the head.
So he is held for this attack. So this will be like hitting someone who's in whole person paralyzed. So this will just be an automatic critical strike against him.
Oh damn!
So whatever that will be, I mean, you don't have to roll to hit on that in that instance, do you? So
No.
No. So if you'd like to go ahead and just roll as if you were successful in that attack and roll the damage as if it were a critical hit, you can actually no. Roll.
He's immune to critical hit.
He's immune to critical hits. So
That he is.
He's undead.
Yeah. So, but that's a very good point.
It'd just be automatic damage.
Yeah. So it would just be automatic damage.
And for clarity, my fists are magic, but this is a mountain hammer, so it does bypass damage reduction for 35 points of axe handle smashing.
Wow, it's good. He got blasted, I believe, by Ansel, but that's the only. This is really the. Other than that, what he's been hit by. So yeah, you smash into him, and he gives like a feral as he is broken from the spell. However, he has quite a lot to go through before it gets to his turn. As that was Silas's turn, the Sanguine Sisters are destroyed. Obsidian and Obsidian and friends.
Obsidian and friends.
What happens now?
I need a theme tune.
We'll come up with
Okay. I'm going to move me first, only because of the fact that I can't see all of my dudes. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just come in behind. I'll step to the side. Why not? Then I can see. But I'm going to say that movement happened after they take their attack. I've only moved so I can see. So technically I'm still out here because I want 5-foot step and 5-foot step. Now I think that means they're all flanking again because they're on all 4 sides of him. So they will get flanking bonus and they're normal, so they'll all be on +12 because he's not rebuked. Actually, no, screw that. I might as well give it a go. I will try one more rebuke before they go for their attacks because they'll get a bonus if it works.
Yeah, of course.
So I'll resolve my movement and my thing. I'll just hold my hand out and go, for fuck's sake! 25. There we go. We're at the maximum.
That's good on the table. That's the max, I think, isn't it?
It is. So it's my level. I don't have it open. My level +4. 22 or higher is my level +4, which means that I'm turning at level 16. So it is 20 hit die.
What is it like? And what is it like as you rebuke the vampire fully?
So I think that, and I think the same thing happened with the Sanguine Sisters, which I sort of I wish I'd come up with at the time, but this is sort of retroactive. That the power goes off in my hand, and there's like a spark of this green glow, and as it happens, their eyes also just glow for a second, then it dissipates, and they're just sort of lost in it. And because with the Sanguine Sisters, there were 6 eyes, because I can do maths. Don't laugh, Dom. They all did it as well at the same time. Yeah, he just has this power.
Oh, wonderful.
And then we will have a go with the troll skeletons.
Well, listen.
Means they're back up there.
This means that he is also just done for 10 rounds. So what I'll say is, if all of you guys would like to get your lickings, by all means, because he's the only combatant left. Although to be fair, I don't want to mess up the order if you're trying to add up at the same time. But we'll see if he makes it through the
meat grinder.
The meat grinder, yeah. Great, that's actually a very good way of putting it, isn't it?
Skeletal meat grinder. So 1, 2. Oh, the first one's possibly a fumble, actually.
Yeah, that is a fumble. Well, it's a miss, definitely.
With the second one, well, we'll consider the next roll then to be the thing, so it's a miss.
A miss, yeah.
So we'll count this as 2. Mm-hmm. So 16. So that one missed twice. 1, 2. That one hits twice. 3, 4. That is a 31 and a 25. Just 25.
Yep, they're all hits. Yep.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, and then the last 2, 5 and 6, 24 and 20.
24 hits, 20 doesn't. Now that you've pretty much got it, his AC is 21.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 hits there, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are the same again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2 bites. So 5. Does he have the same resistance? I assume he has the same resistance.
To cold, yes.
Yeah, cool. That's fine then.
I know the total you need to kill him in this round, so if I see it.
53 from the claws, and a further 34 from the bites.
The epitome of overkill. The creature is already undead, dead already, but you absolutely eviscerate him with the Legion. What is it like, Obsidian, as you finish the final vampire?
And literally, they rip him to pieces. Like, there's a sort of swipe across and some flesh flies off his face, and then another one and a bit of his chest flies out, and he's just open. And then they, like, rip an arm off, and then he's down and they rip another arm off, and they just literally rip him to shreds.
Absolutely insane. And as it rains viscera, the sounds of battle quieten, and then you are stood in silence, surrounded by bones and remains of the undead, and ash, as of course they turn into ash as well at the end. Wow.
Cool. Ansel just starts searching through his bag, muttering, like, it must be here somewhere. And then he finds a scroll and just starts to eat it, activating it as he eats it. And it starts to glow inside of him, and he uses a scroll of restoration to bring back my 2
immediate effect.
negative levels.
The wilting touch of the vampire is removed from you as you do so. Very good. To reiterate the description from last session, this room decked out with red and black slick marble. There are 4 sacrificial blood altars for the means of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can probably imagine.
And second breakfast.
And second breakfast, of course.
Second breakfast, yeah.
The remains of halflings within one of them. You can you brought it upon yourself. And there is, of course, the centerpiece of the room, the vast coffin made of polished stone and shines with ornaments of metal inlaid into its masonry.
I mean, really, there's not much that we can do in here other than look in that coffin. So
I will just search through the ash to see if they dropped anything when they died. Say, vampires.
Yeah, certainly. You can give me a search check then to poke through the remains of the meat grinder.
7. Ew, it's dusty. No. Nasty.
Dusty and bloody.
Not really. No, you don't find anything. There is obviously this vast coffin lid, but if you were approaching it, Obsidian, as you mentioned that, you think that it will require effort, indeed, to heal.
Yeah, I mean, I will do it quite quickly, as I think that this is the case. And these guys had a good, 10... No. Hang on. They had 8 rounds left. So they will help me in their last few rounds lift the coffin lid off. And I will put in some effort to make it look like I'm helping, but it's entirely for show.
Okay, fantastic.
Because I am not strong at all, but I will make it look like I'm doing it. Ha, 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 ha. But these guys are all large, and they all have a strength of 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
You can make them give me a
6.
strength roll just for the hell of it. I'm sure they'll be fine, but...
+8.
Hang on, it's 23, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 27, and that is +8, isn't it, Mike? You're
Yeah,
absolutely
8,
right.
9 is +9. Yeah, +8.
So this is their combined strength roll. 17. Do you want me to roll 3 more times? Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
A 28. Oh, one of them just isn't
It's up
putting in
off.
much. And a 19. Yeah, this guy over here, this is Steve, and he sucks. He's just he's a dick. He's part of the Undead Union, and he feels he's put in his hours for the day.
You heave, and the 4 great skeletal figures lift the lid of the coffin.
Well, from obsidian.
And with obsidian as well, contributing. And as you do so, suddenly there is darkness in front of you, obsidian, as a billowing smoke of some kind rises up of a terrible laugh echoes all around you. As I'd like you, please, obsidian, the only one in range who would be affected, to make me a let's see, a will save, please.
Okay. Sleep, stun, paralysis, poison, or disease.
You will have that bonus.
Okay. 11, 12. 25 is my will save.
You feel this cackling madness gnawing at every sense, obsidian. If you could see laughter, if you could taste laughter, it is upon you as some madness tries to grip your heart. Derek, Redhaven, Lord Namorator, leaving this for any who attempt to disturb his rest, to drive them to the pits of insanity. Yet something, obsidian, prevents you from falling into the abyss of madness. Yes. What is it that prevents you from succumbing to that laughter?
I think it was only because of the fact that he saw the power of undeath earlier in the day when he died.
Ah, lush, yeah.
He saw it with his own 2 eyes, and looking upon that kind of bolstered him against this undead power. He's like, I have seen undead power, and I have overcome it.
It's almost for a second like you see the spectre of the vampire reaching out for you, obsidian, but with a thought it is banished, and the mist, the insanity mist, dissipates. Inside there is a plush coffin, as you can imagine. It is purely, as you imagine, red cushioned velvet and silk. There appears to be a single black handkerchief.
Red velvet. It was cake the whole time.
It was cake. It was cake.
Oh my god, it's been built.
Cake or coffin.
Sorry.
You win a prize. No, don't be sorry. That's excellent.
That's yeah.
And it was cake the whole time. No, you see there is a single black handkerchief that wraps a mysterious shape upon the pillow of the coffin, shall we say.
Alright. I think let's be fair, because we're out of combat, and really they shouldn't stay out of combat, so we'll get rid of them once they've lifted the lid off. It's only fair that took effort, and, you know, it's only a matter of seconds they hang around. Who here feels the best against. I mean, I've passed one check, I guess, so I might try and pick it up, whatever it is.
I would have to wait another 9 or so minutes for the restoration to actually fully.
You're still eating.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
difficult to eat scroll papyrus.
Oh, I've got lesser restoration spells. I'm sorry, I didn't realise you were doing that, and I could have given you one of those. It'd be much
But lesser
easier.
restoration
It wouldn't
worked.
be lesser restoration, would it? It wouldn't have to be restoration.
For energy negative level.
Negative level.
Oh, maybe. I actually can't remember 100%.
Fair
enough.
I'll give it a shot.
So
Well,
what are you
I think
doing?
it
Sorry,
could be
just
that
to
it's
be
a
clear?
will.
I will quickly prepare my moment of perfect mind,
Okay.
which means I can use a concentration check if there is a will save involved.
Nice.
Okay.
I shall reach in and attempt to grab it.
Okay, you move in and you grab it. There is something shining within the handkerchief, but nothing appears to affect you as you take hold of this thing. But it's
Oh
still
my god,
wrapped.
is it glass?
It is still wrapped in the fabric. It does oddly feel smooth beneath, smooth to the touch, like glass. Yeah.
Let's have a look. It is.
You pull it out, and in your hand, you appear to be holding a sliver of glass. Not just any kind of glass, though. This appears to be a shard of a mirror.
That's what we were looking for, isn't it? A mirror?
I believe so.
Yes.
For sure.
This potentially solves a problem, but what did they say that there'd be a key here to get below?
But it took a mirror, didn't it? The key essentially was a piece of glass that could fit in the magic door. It wasn't a door with a lock; it was a magic door of some sort.
This is to make the glass of atonement, not the.
Am I getting confused? I'm getting confused. It happens.
No, it's fine. Yeah, you came up here for two reasons. One was for the Glass of Atonement, which you believe you found at least a part of. Yeah, the other is a key. I will point out that your search check wasn't ideal. So there could be more in this room that has yet to be discovered.
Let's all three of us sift out in this coffin.
Well, I've already done my search check. It was a bit too dusty for me. I just went, no.
16. I mean, I'm terrible at searching. I just sort of
Same
feel
as me.
around.
Yeah, something like
Like with a number of coffins that you've encountered in your journeys, there's like an offering there. Clearly, you can roll as well, Ansel, if you wanted, just in case.
yeah, I'll just
Feel about.
14.
Obsidian and Ansel, you work it out fairly soon as well. Like, yeah, there is like a secret offering compartment in the coffin, and within you also find a key.
Nice.
It is a
Amazing.
particularly mundane-looking silver key. It has sort of like an odd red sheen to it as it reflects the sinister red light in this place. Silaster, you have pulled this shard of mirror and you're looking upon it. Can you please give me a will save?
Well, I was ready with my moment of perfect mind.
Well, it didn't happen immediately. But please.
It's a maneuver I prepared. So
No,
it's just
I
like
know. I know you had it ready. I mean, like, this effect didn't happen immediately.
Yeah. 29.
I feel like something is gnawing at you. Something is trying to change not just your power, it's trying to change the direction of your destiny. Like it's willing something terrible to go wrong, and you feel that this shard of mirror has it has an ill will towards you, Silaster.
Yes, this is not right. There is a fell longing within this shard.
Wrap it. Cover it and stop looking at it. We'll figure it out. But right now it needs to be covered.
I fold it neatly.
You fold it neatly.
Okay. I have thoughts, guys. I don't know if this is his only coffin. Probably not. But it's one of them. And it's where vampires go and they're destroyed to heal themselves, blah, blah, blah. We must destroy it. How is how do we best go about doing that? Is it made of stone, Rob?
Stone and inlay with metal of some kind as well. Yeah, so it looks pretty durable, perhaps for this very reason.
Yeah, only we had like a cleric. We bit of stone shape to turn it into a big penis.
Oh, I could
Just
give it a mighty whack.
Yeah, you can give it a mighty whack, yeah, by all means.
I'll mountain hammer the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that bypasses any hardness, so this will go straight to the coffin's HP.
Yes.
Yes.
Very nice.
36 points of damage directly to the coffin.
How do you destroy the coffin as it explodes into ruin?
Nice.
I just saw the token.
Wicked.
I can't honestly think of anything more apt than I just like repeatedly punch at it. I just like lose control.
There's a video. Is it a Resident Evil 5? The video game where he punches the boulder.
Yes.
Awesome. Very nice.
That
is a job well done, I think.
Yeah, very well done. You beat the crap out of the stone coffin. There is an odd silence to the place. It almost feels a little too quiet now. What do you do
I
next?
think we need to go back down to the door that was downstairs, right?
A thought. This is only a shard, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Would any mirror work? If it's not enough?
No, I think we need the whole of the magic item. I think.
Can
I'm
I
not
take a
100%
look
sure.
at the shard?
Be careful.
Oh,
It's quite cool.
it's quite
Cool.
You don't know who may be watching.
Ansel will unfold it and take a look properly.
You unfold it and you take a look, and in a moment, Ansel, you feel like you're at home. And that is a very odd thing to think about for you, for someone who hasn't really ever had a home. As you pull out the identical second half of the mirror that you have carried this whole time. One shard to the other.
We knew all along.
And it is there that we're going to take a very, very short break. So for those of you watching live and after the fact, thank you ever so much for watching. If you are watching live on Twitch, or if you fancy watching us live on Twitch another time, give us a follow and hit the bell to ensure that you get notifications when Roll the Bones goes live. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube after that, give us a like and subscribe. And we will return in a short while, he says, once again, being unable to activate this. And we have returned. We return to the rest chamber of Lord Namarator. And Ansel, you stand with 2 slithers of mirror that perfectly fit if you were to bring them close to each other.
I think Ansel sort of has taken the mirror, sort of turned away from the others, and then as he turns back around, you see the 2 mirrors, one in each hand, almost reflecting each other.
Okay. We have questions. What the hell? Why do you have the other half of that mirror? Or why did he have the other half of your mirror?
That's a very good question. This mirror, he holds up one of the mirrors. He's probably already forgotten which one was his, because they look exactly the same. But opposite was given to me by the reflection of an old friend that I found in a pond one day under the sickle moons. And this one, I suppose, is its reflection.
I mean, that kind of just raises more questions.
Oh, I think it's just still quite cryptic. What does it mean to
It's
you?
not
Why did you
cryptic
have
at all.
it?
It's literally what happened.
But why do you have it? Why was it given to you? Do you know anything about it? What does this mean?
It shows me things if I ask it on the right day, in the right way. I thought it was a gift from my friend, so it seemed like a nice thing to have.
Has it in any way come across as dark, evil? Potentially world-ending?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
I think I saw something through it once that was uncomfortable, and it's occasionally, I think, tried to do things to me, but it's never been successful yet.
When you say things, what things has it tried to do to you?
I didn't know. I didn't let it do it.
Oh.
Can I just, in my head, just do like a knowledge nature to see if there's, or a knowledge something to see if there's anything like folklore, anything I can pull on that is similar to what Ansel's taught, like reflections, giving gifts, that kind of thing?
So I would say reflections giving gifts. That's a very, very good question. It wouldn't be knowledge nature though. It would be dungeoneering.
Oh, I don't have that then, so... It would just be a straight intelligence then, just to...
Yeah, you can give me a straight intelligence for sure. Yeah, to get like a...
No, I'm just like... Huh?
I mean, look, you've definitely...
Knowledge Arcana.
There's something innately... You can give me knowledge Arcana. You likely won't get the answer, but you'll get something with Arcana for sure.
32.
You know all sorts about legends about mirrors, Obsidian. Listen, there's many different legends and different magical items throughout history that have come in the form of mirrors. You know that they are symbolic, not only of looking into oneself, but also symbolic of a challenge as well. There are great stories of heroes of legend facing a mirror image of themselves, for example. Dark versions of themselves
video game.
on the edges of reality. It is an inherent part of folklore in a lot of ways. There are some stories where if one looks into a mirror and chants a name a certain amount of times, some terrible vision will be seen, or some truth will be learned. There are mirrors that proclaim great truths if asked. The possibilities are endless. From what you're looking at with your knowledge arcana, Obsidian, looking at those two pieces of mirror, it's not like the way I describe it is like if you imagine this this bit of this post-it note as a piece of is this mirror. Let me see if I can make this actually work here. Nope, that hasn't worked. I tore it immediately. So it's not like shattered down the middle. Well, it is shattered down the middle, but like from corner to corner, like that. That's how it's shattered. It's not like down the middle. It's like that. And what's so eerie about it is like if something like glass is to shatter, it would shatter into obviously hundreds of different pieces. This one is perfectly severed to the point that there isn't like a single chip of it missing. And it is clearly, to your mind, the closest thing that you can think of. This appears to be some kind of component, but a much more advanced spell component than anything you've really considered before.
Yeah.
The completion of the circuit.
I also find it quite kind of I don't know, ironic, I suppose, that a mirror be such an important artifact to a vampire.
Yeah, there is something to that, certainly. Why and how is a vampire attached so clearly to this concept? Yeah, very good point.
You're as clear and cryptic as the stars in the sky, but can you fix it? Are you able to piece the bits together?
Do you think I should?
Can it be fixed? I don't think you should right now, no.
But we need to do it in the room next door. We'd just be coming back up again to do it.
Where it was made.
Oh, in the... Oh my god, we're going to find out
in the Artificer's lab.
Yes. Oh my god, do it. Yes, let's go. Obsidian starts running off towards the salt water.
Salt water.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if that's your intention, you can certainly return to the Artificers, that's the word I always forget, the Artificers laboratory. There, like, once again, there appears to be devices in here that appear to be like of a technological level that isn't really understood to you. Like, there's just so many weird like contraptions in here that it's hard to really think of what they all do. The only person really with any kind of reckoning of it was Ansel, due to an incredible use magic device check before. It was what allowed Ansel to learn how this this reliquary, I described it, will work. And now that you have all of the pieces, not just the two pieces of the mirror, but also this cross-guarded hilt thing, that it now looks like that two sections of the mirror could easily slot into to hold it in place, and to bear it like a weapon almost. All the pieces have been recovered. It is just now a case of uniting them within this device. To do that, Ansel, you know that you'll need to perform a use magic device check to see if you can actually bring this machinery into life.
Okay. Ansel is sort of sets it all up and is about to go, and then he turns to the other two and says, before I try this, I should perhaps mention that mirrors and the sickle moon situation has, in the past, shall we say, left me somewhat beholden to other powers. So I'm sure it's fine, but I just feel like you should be aware of that.
We don't have to do this. I mean, we know this will help. But if there is a risk to you or anything here,
There's
surely
There'll be a risk.
I
there may be.
hate to be the person that goes this way, but I feel like there's risk to all of us all the time in this place. We all kind of felt like this was maybe a bit of a suicide mission when we came. So when you say we don't need to do this, I think we do. We will try and bring you back from the brink if something happens. If you say you're going to be beholden to some other power, we'll try and help in any way we can, but maybe this is just one of those incredibly dangerous things we have to just grit our teeth and go for.
I mean, it's been a long time since all of that, and I don't even know if the link is still there. It may have been subverted for this fugue moon situation.
Perhaps the blood sky works in your favor.
Let's hope so. And Ansel will turn around and start fiddling with things.
Yeah.
Ansel, now is not. So, one last time. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Did you say use magic device?
Yeah, so if you wouldn't mind, Ansel, if you could give me a use magic device, that would be absolutely perfect.
32.
32. Oh my goodness. You begin using the magical device. It's almost like you're following an instinct rather than a scientific method of any kind. Use magic device is such a clinical name, when really what you're doing right now is more art than anything else. This structure in front of you, this resonating chamber thing that you can place the items into, appears to call to you, and you manage to assemble all the pieces of the jigsaw into one. And it's as the magic of this device begins to shudder into life that brilliant beams of light almost become threads in your hands, Ansel, as you pull string after string, corner to corner, sewing this thing into a new reality of its own. You see moonlight, pure and brilliant, within the surface of this mirror as two as the Spice Girls would say, become one. Not to make light of this this massive moment, though, because as you draw these two parts of the mirrors together, there is a brilliant white line that follows the perfect cracks of this mirror. And there is a flash. I need you each to make a fortitude saving throw, please. Ansel,
Darn, I used my thing already.
Ansel, you can use, if it's better, you can use your level as the bonus instead of your fortitude save.
Well, my maneuver's refreshed, so I'll use that.
It depends if it'd be a spell or a spell-like ability that's affecting.
Definitely a spell or spell-like ability, certainly.
In which case...
25.
I'm going to assume it's none of my things to give me the bonus.
I don't think it is,
Ooh.
I'm afraid, Obsidian.
18.
23.
And Silaster, you got a 20...
25.
There is a flash, and the only way to describe it really is like Ansel has used one of his blasts, that shimmering moonlight filling every corner of this room. Every scintilla of matter is illuminated for a moment as the mirror just pours brilliant moonlight. And Silaster and Obsidian, you are stood behind Ansel as he's done his work, and Ansel, you are stood there for a moment, your shoulders rising and falling with heavy breath. But there is a pain that is just coursing through you. I'm going to have to use a roller. I'm sorry. Bear with me 1 second.
Oh.
Oh, gosh.
You take 62 points of piercing damage.
Holy shit.
But it's ever so quiet. It's like the other two don't know anything's happened. And as Ansel turns slightly from just the jolt of this pain, Silaster, Obsidian, you see blood just pouring out of Ansel's eyes.
Oh my god!
And a voice can be suddenly heard resonating from within this chamber. And it says, "The knave of the sickle moon. He plays at court to the queen. Yet who else does he serve? Who would a queen kneel to, if not a god?" The room is suddenly filled with a diabolical presence. You see a form just blistering out of the mirror, filling the room. It effectively surrounds you, half corporeal. And it speaks, and when it does, its voice is terrible. A sickle moon emblazoned into a godlike crown. reaching out a terrible, glowing hand. It reaches towards you, Ansel. You do not see it in matter, you see it in your mind. And it simply says, "Soon you will be home." And there's another flash. And it is gone.
I think Ansel hasn't noticed, but he's like, through pain or something else, he's actually stumbled to a knee as almost half, well, more than half of his remaining hit points were struck from him, and he's bleeding heavily from his eyes, but he's alive.
You blink
Just...
and you have the remainder of your vision, but yeah, a severe power just basically attacked you from within, and blood just poured from you, from your tear ducts. You guys can each make a roll for me, and it's a d20 roll plus your level. The three of you saw this, by the way. This isn't just something that Ansel saw.
Okay.
All three of you saw this.
29.
24.
31.
I mean, you all do recognise the visage of this creature that you just saw. And I know it was a long time ago, so your characters would. I don't, but I
Is it the Omen?
The Knight.
Yes. From the mirror sprang the Knight of Shadow, Ansel. At least some fell
That did not seem good.
visage of it, yes. And you note that it wore a crown with a sickle moon.
Well, that's very, 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 very worrying.
In your hand, shaking and covered in the blood that you have swept from your vision, you now see that the mirror is a hole. You can see that it could be easily attached and detached from the hilt. You can now brandish it as if it were some kind of weapon. Although how you would use it at this point in time evades you. But that will come maybe with time and examination.
How very curious.
What do you do? What do you discuss?
I closed the door.
I don't think it's my eyes that are bleeding. Although it is coming from my eyes, I'll grant you.
I mean, behind your eyes is your brain, so let's hope. I mean, heal the boy.
Well,
what have we got? I don't have.
does
anything.
Ansel look like he is slowly healing?
No. I would need to take a potion.
I thought you had fast healing.
I do, but only once a day. For a limited period.
I see. Then let's get you some potions.
Yeah, I do have potions, but it may be a good idea to use the
Yeah, I will
atomizer.
pluck off the atomizer and pass it over to you.
Cool. What does
You get
Cures
3 uses.
serious wounds do again?
3d8
4, I believe.
plus 15.
How many, sorry?
3d8 plus 15.
I'll take one of those. another one of those, which uses up one.
Yeah.
One use of it, which takes me to exactly 100.
How neat.
Which is one off my total, so...
Wow. You've got way more hit points than me.
I also have more than you by 3.
Ooh!
I'm 104 as my cap.
What a brute you are.
Why are my hit points so low in comparison?
I'm going to take a cure mod. So I'll just... Oh, that's nice. Back to full.
Well, that was very interesting.
Do we need to talk about that apparition?
I don't know much about the...
That was one of the knights.
Yes. It was one of the knights. I didn't realise it was so... so linked to... I suppose it makes sense.
And we have returned after some technical difficulties caused, of course, by the Knight of Shadow. And it is that figure that you recognise from all the way back in the Valley of the Prophet, or the Heretic, depending on who you ask. One of the 4. Looming large, almost seemingly projected from the mirror, now reforged, and now everything has gone silent. And I believe you said something, Silaster, right before that moment.
Well, that... Yes, I think you caught when I was saying that was one of the knights. That was the Knight of Shadow.
Yes. It did appear that way.
And talks of a knave and a queen of the sickle moon. This is...
I believe I told you before that some time ago I was known as the knave of the sickle moon. Perhaps
No, that's...
Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh,
New.
well,
Sounds new to me.
perhaps I should have mentioned before that before I was called Ansel, I was known as the knave of the sickle moon. This, he gestures to the shade and the cry. He says, "This is the shade of the sickle moon and the cry of the sickle moon." Or we were before. But the queen of the sickle moon I've only heard of very recently, and I don't think that existed before, that I knew of at least.
Is the queen? Do we think the queen of the sickle moon is a being? Is a being we can approach, find?
It's difficult to... when I saw the queen of the sickle moon, it at least had the face of an old friend of mine, who was certainly never part of it before, but maybe has been assimilated into it now.
Interesting.
The king, I don't know. I didn't know there was a king.
Well, I think we can keep thinking about this, but we need to move on.
Yes.
So, to the door beneath.
Are we streaming or just recording?
recording, as I mentioned.
Sorry. I was there going. I think as you said that, going, this isn't working. My bad.
That'll be why.
That would be why.
Yes, I think for now, best to just record, and we will put it together afterwards. So anyway, so I mean that is absolutely, if that is your wish, then you can absolutely return to where you had come from. You know that the door to which you now have a key, the vault door, is below. You can't help but be troubled by the terminology that the thing used. The knight, but it gave boast that it was indeed some kind of god almost. It said. So definitely a concern, but that is a matter for another time. If you wish to descend, you can just straight up return to where you were, if that is your wish.
I think so, yeah. I think that's everything we want to do up here. I don't think we want to go outside, do we? It appears to be the only other door.
I need to do a check.
I don't think we want to go outside.
There doesn't appear to be anyone in the stairway below, and then I'm not going to load up the other map because it's a giant map that will take ages to load, and we'll be loading up that map to potentially go through another one. But you stand before a great vault door. It's shimmering with that multicolored power that appears to reverberate. Who took the key, by the way?
Ansel?
Okay.
Sure.
So the key appears to have like it appears to tremor in your hand as you approach the vault door. It's almost like it has the pull of a magnet, and the closer you get, the stronger it becomes.
Throw that shit in there. Let's go.
Just pop it in there, and just
Yeah, it guides your hand,
Look at it
and
already.
it's odd. It's like you are following like a particular path through a number of magical interfaces. Your magical vision, Ansel, goes haywire for a moment as you realise that you are pushing this key through each layer of a prismatic force field of some kind, each with a particular lethal effect. Had anyone tried to force the door in any way, it would have been catastrophic, shall we say. But the door is opened with a thunk, and a number of great mechanisms can be heard whirling and rolling as this takes effect. And before you is a long, dark staircase. And I ask you, do you continue?
yes.
Yeah.
All that you have wanted to do in Castle Redhaven, you put behind you as you descend into the darkness. And into the darkness you go for a long time. The steps appear to fall away far, far, far into the ground below. And eventually you come to an opening, and effectively a castle exit into what can only be described as a huge hollow in the earth. A great deep pit that winds in a spiral down into the deep nothingness of the earth. But that deep nothingness is then glooming with a strange light. You can see a network of mirrors fixed by adamantine into the walls of this thing, and a strange ethereal light bounces from one to the other to the other. The mirror chain delivering this power from on high all the way down into the darkness here. You have reached the hollow descent.
Oh.
You can give me a spot check, please.
Oh, wow. What a roller coaster of emotion. 20 followed by a 1.
Incredible.
22.
You still did better than me. I am not good at spotting things. I really should have thought the mask through.
It's too far away. It's just
it's that it steams up when you're breathing into it. It's not well ventilated.
You actually catch in the reflection of one of these mirrors, obsidian. You're able to glimpse from one of these mirrors over here. I don't know if you can see me signaling there, but you glimpse actually what lies further down. There's undeniably like a passageway where the beam finally ends up. A passageway that has an iron door blocking it. Above, the light appears to be channeled through like a focusing glass above the door. So that is clearly the way ahead, or the way down. But each of these layers is easily... they increase. The first drop is about 50 feet. The next one is about 100 feet. Just to sort of like... I know it's hard to sort of like express that kind of like depth on a 2D map, but it's a long way down to actually get there. There's some part of you, Ansel, that feels like a pit in your stomach. That feels, as you have sort of got an instinct for sort of these things, the turn of the day. By the time that you have descended here into the hollow descent, you know that this is the last 24 hours before the time is up, before the day of the fugue moon.
Ansel will relay that to the others and say, the time's running short. The sand is slipping through the timer. Very little time left.
It would seem too risky to attempt that Glass of Atonement here, I would imagine.
Why?
We're not.
Is this not the thing
sure
that's linking to all the mirrors and things? This is where we want to be, isn't it?
Well, as Ansel says.
And we think it will destroy the fugue prism, which will destroy all the souls trapped within it.
I think we need to prioritize Nemorator before we have the time. We have 24 hours.
You can make another check.
Prioritize Nemorator. Do you mean kill him?
Deal with him.
Right, okay. Don't know how possible that is, but...
Did you say make a check, Rob?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You can make a check because you were saying about, we could do this or that. You can give me a check once again with your level as the bonus, each of you. And I always do this when we refer to memory and recalling certain details that you have encountered before, but I, as a DM, get to remind you if you make the check.
224.
Buddies.
Yeah, that's
You two are
great.
fine. I'm just
You remember Chain Flight's words actually regarding Erevin the Artificer's confession when it came to him creating, or at least building the Glass of Atonement, and he said that the thing needed to be introduced to the fugue prism itself, which of course isn't here. Then its power would then bounce back up the mirror chain, so you don't really think there'd be much effect if you tried to use it on one of these.
good point.
So that's what you remember.
So we need to get down and see what's down there.
Is it a spiral?
It is,
Can we just
yeah. If
walk?
you glance over there,
Yeah.
you
So
will
we can
note
just
that
walk all the way round and round and round.
You certainly can, yeah.
I could just jump.
I could also climb, but I'm not going to abandon.
I mean, I could climb. I might die climbing, but I could climb.
We
For a
need to
bit.
cancel some sort of parachute.
Can you give me a listen check, please?
Again, the mask. I just...
16 for Silaster. What did everyone else get? Sorry.
12.
12.
Same again.
Nice.
For the best buds.
Just rolling the same, aren't we?
Silaster, you feel like you just heard the sound of like crumbling rock, just like stones giving way and releasing other stones that then cascade down from one of the cliff faces, quite near you actually, and it comes from above.
Run.
You wouldn't run.
What?
I don't know what from, but something's above
Are we
us.
running?
Okay, you begin running. Well, Silaster begins running. Do the rest of you start running?
Yeah, I'll go after him.
I'll just
Okay.
jump off of this edge here.
I'm gonna mix my running with my flee the scene. So he runs 30 feet
Oh, no.
and then teleports 45, and then runs 30 feet and then teleports 45.
Okay, so it's at this point then.
I'll
I'd
just
like-
wait.
Yeah, so
Here for
Obsidian
you guys to
jumps
catch up.
over the edge. Okay, and Ansel, do you want to move yourself a bit along? Because you said that you were moving as well. So if you'd like to position yourself wherever you would get
Can I
to.
assume a turn's worth of movement?
Oh, yeah,
or-
yeah,
I,
I'd say that.
I just double moved.
Yeah,
So
so you can do a double move just as it is, and Obsidian leaps over the edge.
Ansel appears 15 feet in front of you, Silaster. Whoosh.
Okay, can you each make a further listen check, please?
critical.
Even less.
33.
1.
My elven ears are primed.
It is
Oh,
now
no.
that you hear it. Dunk, 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 dunk. Heavy metal footsteps. From out of the darkness, their souls are shake. Dunk!
We don't want it.
And landing next to you, Silaster, is
I'll piss into one of those
unmistakably a night spawn. Roll initiative.
No.
No.
21.
Oh, 21. No.
4.
9. So I thought we rolled exactly the same time, so I thought that was my roll. I got
Unlucky.
a 9. 'Twas not 21, 'twas 9.
I got 21.
Damn.
Okay, sorry, Silas, I got 21. Obsidian
9.
Ansel,
I
critical
go
failure.
last.
Yes.
Eek.
You fucked up. You fucked up, friend.
You done fucked up.
Okay,
Whoa,
wow.
whoa.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord, you're coming.
Okay. What shall we go with? A classic.
Skin kites.
Not skin kites.
Savage Doom.
This thing just plunges out of the darkness, lands in front of you, a terrifying lance-like weapon in front of you, what you remember to be a blood lance. And it goes immediately into action. And it immediately opens with an attempt to grapple you, Silaster. It does not provoke an attack of opportunity from doing so. Please make an opposed grapple check, please.
Ooh. Not what you want to keep it.
He succeeds in that. Because he has more than one, he can attempt to do something else now. I've learned this, that if you have multiple grapple attempts, when you have actions that require more than one grapple attempt to do something, if you have the action to spend it, you can do it all in one. So another opposed grapple check, please, Silaster.
Oh, 28.
Oh my god. So this thing grabs hold of you, and this visor on this terrible helm that it's wearing, remember these are covered in day armor, this visor snaps open like a pair of jaws, and this mangled, horrifying looking vampire within opens its mouth and immediately tries to sink its fangs into your neck, but there is something that enables you to prevent it from draining you of your constitution. At the last second, how do you prevent it from doing so? You're still grappled, but you stop it from biting you.
Oh, I think he got me by the neck. Like he's holding he's holding like there so he can get to my neck. And just as he goes to bite, I get my arm up because I got a bracer of armor, and his teeth just get onto the bracer.
Very good. That was its turn. Silaster.
I want to attempt an escape. Oh, wait, no. My escape artist is lower than my grapple check. That's encouraging.
Okay, great. Well, either way,
I
it will
will
be
just-
an opposed check.
I will attempt a grapple to break from it.
Ooh.
That's a fumble.
He didn't even roll that well, but sadly, that is not good enough. That is a fumble. That I mean, I'm going to be really mean here. Even if you have more than one attempt, I'm going to say because it's a fumble, that just fumbles you for your turn.
Well, shucks.
So you desperately try and get out of the way of the bite, and you succeed, but then there's nothing that you can do to break its vice-like grip upon you, Silaster, as it begins trying to choke you and drink your blood, as that is your turn. Obsidian, are you with us?
Yes, yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, your image is not there, but that's fine. I just wanted to check you were here. Obsidian is...
Yes, I
now...
turned the camera off.
That's fine. It's your
due
turn.
to activity, but
That's
I am
fine.
still here.
That's
Okay. Well,
You're
I've
floating.
jumped. How far down did you say the first?
This one is 50. The first level is 50 feet down. So I imagine, because you did that before initiative started, I'll say that you just land on the ground at the start of initiative. So you just bam land, and you hear the commotion above.
50 feet. Okay. I don't really know what's happening. I can't see this dude has appeared.
No, you can just hear.
I can just hear a commotion.
Like
I am assuming these guys are running after me. So I'm going to. I'll just move across. No, I won't. I won't move. Will I just delay? Do I want to delay? Yeah, in case any of them can get down here or whatever, I'm just going to delay my turn.
You delay your turn.
And if it gets to the end of the round and my turn hasn't gone, we will skip my turn and just put it back in initiative again, essentially, where it was, because I think they're running after me at the moment, so I'm waiting for them to come around the corner and,
Ansel, in horror, you turn around as we move to your turn then, and you see the night spawn slam into the ground and just see Silaster by the throat and immediately try and drain him dry of his blood. What do you do?
I would like to take a step this way and try and reach out Silaster and teleport us using Flee the Scene.
Okay. Do you have like a save for that, for if you try and do it to someone that's trying to resist you?
I can't do it to somebody who resists me. I can only do it to a willing.
He's holding on to someone that isn't willing to go, but Silaster is. So what I'm going to say is, do you know what your spell DCs are for that? It's not a spell, is it? Is it an ability for you to see?
It's a spell-like ability, I think.
Invocation?
It's
an invocation, yeah. So I've got a spell DC still.
For that, if you have one for that level of for what it is, then that's great. Then he will try and defeat that. If he can defeat that, he can stop Silaster from being taken with you, I'm going to say.
Cool.
He's holding
so 21.
21, okay. Okay. That is a failure. So, through his gauntlet, Silaster is snatched away, like sand falling through his fingertips, as you and Ansel, or Ansel and Silaster teleport away from its grip. Where do you go?
I'd like to teleport 45 feet down the slope.
Yep, so that's towards the bottom of the screen. That's absolutely fine. So if you'd like to move
like,
over where
as in here. Down, down this, say, 5 feet from the ground, essentially, and then drop the 5 feet.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you drop down the first level. Great. Yep, you absolutely do so then. Very good. Is there anything else you can do on your turn, Ansel?
Nice.
Well, I can continue to move, I believe, because I only took 5 feet of my movement.
Yep.
So I'll take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to be closer to Obsidian, and then I'll be like, there's a night spawn. We need to run. And that will end my turn.
Very good. That is the end of the round. So, Obsidian, you can either act now or allow your turn to pass over.
I think I will just summon. Wondering if it's worth it. I could start summoning, but no, I won't. I won't. I'm just going to let my turn go, I think.
Okay, we're back to the top of the round then in that case.
Yeah.
and the night spawn feels just his grip clamped together as Silas's throat is removed from him, and he will rush to the edge, seemingly careful to duck beneath the beam that's still high above him, but still, and will look over the edge. Yeah, he's just going to jump off. Why not? He jumps after you.
I thought he might.
And just slams down after you. And because you're the
At least
closest,
it's not a charge, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll just instead use the jump to channel his attack down at your armor class, Silaster.
Yep. 25.
That is possibly critical. From on high, Bloodlance sails down. Just a hit. That was very low on the second one. So this lance just comes, sailing down at you, and it does. That is 19 points of piercing damage. As it pierces straight into you, and you remember this thing is forged in a way that it has like a lance point, but it also has the blade of like an insanely large greatsword, like narrowed into the side of it, so it could be used effectively as both. And it whirls about itself as it does this. Can you each give me a listen check as well, please?
Two.
18.
Ansel and Silaster, you're aware of another heavy sound slamming into something from above. Obsidian, blissfully ignorant as another one drops from somewhere above. Because you're right below, it's hard to tell where he is, but you can tell that roughly you're pretty sure another one has landed above you somewhere. But that is its turn. Silaster, it is now your turn.
Right. Swift action. Child of Shadow. And then let's see if we can just something. So I'll move 10 feet to there.
Okay.
And then I will attempt a greater insightful strike. See what we can do.
It rolls that great blade around itself as you lunge at it. Roll it up.
Oh, every time against these I roll low.
You just lunge at it and it just pushes you away with a gauntlet in his hand. Just bam! Knocks you aside.
Oh.
Anything else?
Nope. Moved, maneuvered, swift, done.
Obsidian, it's your turn.
Goody. Okay, so 5-foot step to there because then I've got line of sight on him. I'm
Muted, mate. Sorry.
What the hell?
You're fine. You're fine.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Leave it. Yeah.
That's so weird. That happens sometimes. I'm sorry. I was just chatting away. I was saying I don't want a metagame because I haven't heard this one drop in behind me. I'd love to run away so it doesn't drop down on me, but I don't know he's there. So I'm just going to do a 5-foot step so I've got better line of sight, and I'm going to fire a spell at your man there, and it is just. Don't have it open. 1 second. I'm pretty sure it is just. Range touch.
Okay.
There we go. Let me just double check on that so I'm not messing it up. Ray. No, saving throw. Yes, so it is just ranged touch. Sue on his touch AC.
26 hits his touch AC. It lances forward and strikes him, whatever you do.
In which case, then, he will take 55 points of damage as I channel the little bit of positive energy remaining within me. The sound of my children playing, and it just fires across, and a greater disrupt undead does 55 points of damage.
It gives like a rasping, like hollow roar as like you see like smoke rising.
And now I've pissed it off.
From like the gaps in his armor, you just see smoke and flames billowing from within. Scorched flesh beneath the armor. Fantastic and great damage there. With Obsidian's turn complete, we move to Ansel. You see the Nightspawn.
There were good damage rolls.
It is continuing its crusade against Silastra at this point. What do you do?
Nope. You muted?
Me?
So I did hear the other Nightspawn land, didn't I?
You did, yes.
So I'm going to grab Obsidian this time, and I'm going to teleport us over here with my action. You're going to have to move you though, Matt.
I have the faith. Take me with you.
Don't leave me.
Jump.
And then might as well. I'll try and, with a swift action, I'll try and curse the one that I can actually see there. DC 21 will save at -2 because the shade is right now.
Yeah, so it will attempt that. DC 21.
So effectively 23.
And that is including your new bonus, right?
It is indeed.
I'm really sorry, man. That was an incredible roll from it. The curse is attempted, but it has no effect.
That's no problem. That was just a little bonus thing to try. I'm happy to have got Obsidian away from the other creature.
Yeah, of course. That is your turn. The Nightspawn that bears down on Silastra rolls that blade like around its back, and then all of a sudden it's lancing towards you with breathtaking speed and agility. Armor class
25.
That is a hit. And as it hits you once, like it rolls around in like a half circle, and then dashes in again for a second attack. That is also a hit. First one does. That is 22 points of piercing damage. As it pierces you with one, and then it comes in for the slicing, slashing attack and deals 18 points of slashing damage. This one up here takes a running leap. 5, 10. You notice that smoke trails off it as it passes through the beam of light, but then before it lands beneath it with a bang, and it points a Gauntlet's hand across the void, and it's going to point a Gauntlet's hand at you, Obsidian, and it's going to. It's going to say, grovel. Please give me a will save.
Fuck. Keep getting mind controlled lately, so this is not good. I was about to roll 10d20. Right, so a will save.
Yes, please.
sleep, stun, paralysis, poison, or disease. I'm guessing it's none of those. It's mind control, isn't it? So
It is.
it's some sort of domination. 19.
Not enough. You are suddenly compelled, Obsidian. You have to kneel. You have to grovel, and that you do. You fall immediately to your hands and knees in the dirt, and that's what you're doing now, I'm afraid, as you succumb to dominate person, which is problematic to say the least.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out of the fight.
Given your
unless he asked me to do something that,
Yeah, unfortunately so, yeah. Unless, of course, he asked you to do something mad, in which case I believe you get a check, but I'll have to look up the spell when we come around to that again. So let's see.
Balls.
Yeah, balls indeed. That is its turn. Silaster, it's your turn. This one smokes with the impact from Obsidian's opening gambit. What do you do?
I will firstly Shadow Stride and teleport to there. As I do that, I will just shout to Ansel, "Hold them for a second," as I then use my standard action to take a healing potion, because, oh dear, I've lost a lot of health. I will take a Cure Serious Wounds and be back in the fight next round. 33 hit points. That's better.
I have the spell open as well, Matt, but if you wouldn't mind making yourself familiar with that just in case when we come back round to your turn. I don't mind you looking at the spell, I want to make sure we get it right, so... great, and that was a tactical withdrawal from Silaster as he leaps away with his teleporting ability, lands there and heals.
Yeah.
With that, it is now Obsidian's turn, so... you've not been given any further command, you just grovel, yeah, unfortunately so.
No, actually, do you know what? Even if I won't, so I will not carry out self-destructive actions.
Yeah.
Subject resisted control, subject forced to take action against its nature receives a new saving throw with a +2 bonus. So if anything against my nature, I get a new saving throw with a +2 bonus. So if you ask me to attack my teammates, for example, I get another saving throw with a +2 bonus. But otherwise, I am under his control for 1 day per level.
Yeah, so that's it's pretty all-encompassing, isn't it? Yeah.
Shit.
You're probably you're not thinking about it, but as players we can think about the official in Bright Harbour that have been under Derek's control for years because he's just like an NPC with exactly. Yeah,
the second time now we've fought one of these Nightspawn, and it's down to you two on your own again.
As last time, though, it's down to Ansel, because even I wasn't good last time.
Yeah, I could have been really handy against them, but
you at this stage, you've not been given any other commands, so you just continue to grovel on the ground. Ansel, it's your turn.
I don't think it's going to end well if I just try and fight it, but I don't see another option.
I mean, Ansel was the one that felled the night spawn before. It's entirely up to you how you act, though.
It was.
You didn't fight 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly. So I need basically to... I'm going to move to there. Because I don't think he can charge me from there. Basically, I'm going to put myself in a position where I'm close enough to one that he can't charge me, and the other one doesn't have a direct line to be able to charge me. And I will send out an Eldritch Claw with my hand and swing it at the one that I can reach.
Very good. Yeah.
but only one attack. 13 on his touch, which is awful.
Yeah, unfortunately so. You bring the Eldritch Claw at him, and he, with such a strange ethereal noise as his magic weapon blocks your magic claws.
That was at -2 to his AC as well, by the way, because of the shade. I don't know
It
if that
still
affects
wouldn't hit
anything.
his touch, unfortunately.
I thought it might, but I just thought I'd check.
Yeah, unfortunately so. So the parry rings out across the descent as you close the distance.
And as a swift action, I'll try and curse the other one, because we might as well at this point.
Yeah, so the other one over there, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Okay, what's his save?
DC 21 will save.
He fails, he is cursed. The second one
sweet.
succumbs to that power.
Well, that's something.
Very good. My goodness. Right, we're back to the top of the round then, if that's everything, Ansel.
It is indeed.
What's your armor class?
17. So there is very little chance of us not
hits.
hitting.
And another hit, so 2 vicious hits just strike out at you for 17 points of piercing, and then same thing as it is to Silasta, then rolls the thing into a slashing strike for the second one. 16 points of slashing. So 17 piercing, 16 slashing.
Ouch.
This one here, having pretty much views Obsidian as dealt with temporarily at least. He can command you without. I don't think he needs to do is to command you with a turn. Or
No, he's
does
already cast the spell. It's just he just has to tell me what to do.
Just
It's
has
just
to tell
talking.
you, yeah. So he'll just say jump. And then whilst we determine whether you do that, well, no, let's determine whether you do that first, because that's just a free thing you can just do now.
And that's a will save +2 because
Yes.
It would be pretty bad for your health.
it would be. I mean, I have got the Ring of Featherfall, but I don't know what's down there. I could fall forever.
And you're not I'm not convinced that he knows that you have the Ring of Featherfall. It depends whether he was watching you when you went off the edge previously.
No, but I mean, even then, it's about whether I get the +2, whether I even get a save. Is it against my nature to jump?
Yeah,
into
darkness away from your friends.
darkness,
Into the abyss.
into
Yeah,
the
yeah,
abyss
yeah.
that you don't know what's down.
So I get
I would argue
a will
yeah.
save with a +2 bonus.
Yeah,
That's 22.
that unfortunately does not beat it.
Tiny amount. In which case, on
So-
my next turn, I will jump.
Yep, you decide that that's the time. That's what you need to do. Oh my god. So with this thing's actual turn, he's going to look at... Has he got enough range to do that? Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, easy. He's just going to point a gauntleted hand at you, Silasta. Please make me a fortitude saving throw, please.
Uh-oh. Mind over body. Mind over body.
Yeah.
Concentrate. 28.
You begin to start feeling a very familiar feeling because this power was used upon you as before, Silasta. You begin to feel an undescribable heat moving through your body as the Nightspawn attempts to cast boiling blood upon you. However, you resist your blood being set aflame within your veins. What's that like?
Ow. That's what we say to that.
Okay.
Yeah, just ow.
That is its turn. Silasta.
Right. As a standard action, I'm going to atomize a haste potion.
Okay.
And then, because I don't know what's happened to Obsidian,
Nope.
and then we'll go 5, 10,
Well,
15.
you might be able. No, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm going to get to there. Slightly askew. Hang on. There we go. And as soon as I run in front of Ansel, I will drop into the Pearl of Black Doubt and just hope that instinct and defense can kick in.
Okay, yeah, you hurl yourself in front of the blood lance, ready for what is to come. With that done, Obsidian, please use your every available effort to hurl yourself off that cliff. You begin floating down. Now, as mentioned...
Let's do a proper jump.
Yeah. So 100 feet. So you begin floating down. There is that thing that sticks out quite far beneath you. So you have obeyed the command. I don't know whether or not you can... It's interesting. We'll see if you get another check.
And what was his wording? He just said jump.
Jump.
I could have just jumped on the spot.
Yeah, it's weird that.
Could have just gone.
I think there's an element of the
What was implied.
rule as intended.
What we have to hope for, Obsidian, is that you can still feather fall to that thing that's sticking out at the bottom on your next turn. But if you miss that, then
What
you
thing
are
that's
just
sticking out at the bottom.
the right
thing
at the
the mirror's
bottom.
on.
Yeah, the penultimate mirror of the mirror thing is quite far down. So that's still beneath you as you're floating down there with your ring of featherfall.
Well, I mean, he just said to jump there, didn't he? I'm not going to try and do anything else.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. On your next turn, you might be able to. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Mortal peril,
we can-
maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Mortal peril, and you were just told to jump. To ignore the fact that you're going to fall into the darkness would be, I would argue, is grounds for another check, but we shall see.
Sure.
So,
Cool.
you spend your turn leaping off the edge. Ansel.
I'm going to do a full round of attacks on the night spawn and hopefully not miss this time.
So 2 Eldritch Claws strike from either side of Silastor, I like to imagine.
27
It's a hit on his touch.
and 20.
It's also a hit on his touch. No, I'm sorry. It's not a hit on his touch.
-2 AC.
It's a hit on his touch.
Excellent. It's a relief. So he takes 2 swinging claws, 51 points of damage on an excellent roll. Ansel just jumps and spins in a circle, and the claws just
What is it
tear
like
through
as
the
you
armor.
rip the thing into the ground? It collapses.
Oh, really? Amazing. Yeah, he does like a jumping spin and catches like the face on one side and then the second one as the thing's head gets tilted up by the first strike. The second strike goes straight through the neck.
How through the neck? How much through the neck?
All the way.
Okay, so its head flies off in that case, and it collapses onto the ground with a dunk, 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 and its armor clatters as it hits the ground, and its body within turns to flame, and then this black slime, and then to ash, and there's a scream as the voice of 1,000 victims could be heard, and then it is no more.
And as Ansel lands, arms out to either side, he just turns to the second night spawn.
And we start the top of the round. Can you make a listen check, please?
Oh, Rob, no. We just killed one.
19.
16.
You both hear the telltale sounds of a dang, 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 and another one comes hurtling out of the darkness above. Bang!
I thought that was the sound of more than one.
That one lands there. That's its turn. Oh, and sorry, the second one is yet to act. So it will charge. It can't. Yes, it can. It can do that.
It's got to be one straight movement, I think, for a charge.
It has, yeah.
Can it move 5 and then go, or does it have to be
No.
full movement?
Not unless it has a crooked charge skill feat.
No, it
skill
absolutely
Take a
doesn't.
move
No,
back.
no, that's
I
fair
couldn't
enough.
then.
It will move
Just
into
that.
the vicinity of the Shade's influence, but regardless, it moves forward and attacks you, Silaster, with a fury. The Blood Lance making one devastating strike towards your armor class, which is
26.
that was a 24, so narrowly missing you. How do you defend yourself?
Instincts kicking in at this point. It was just my body took me away from it. As my armor class is now 28.
Oh,
Well, until my turn.
very good. Well, he moved and struck. That was his turn. Okay, Silaster, it is now your turn.
Oh, is it?
Is it?
Sorry,
It
that
is.
attack would have been 22 because he's cursed. I should have said.
Ah.
Yes.
Silaster will turn to Ansel and just say, "Step behind me," as I will go into total defense. Try to be an elven shield for Ansel.
The shield.
Ah, awesome.
I've been
Clever.
ineffective against these in the past. So that is what Silaster will do.
Okay, very good. And as
Hasten
Silaster
elven
goes
shield.
into full defensive mode, haste like
Yeah.
making you sort of like quiver with energy, our vision moves down into the depths. Obsidian, you are floating, and suddenly it's like you're seeing your last chance float on by, you might say. If you succeed, you might be able to float your way to that thing. If not, you're going into the dark. Please make me a will save, please, of 22.
Do I get the +2?
Of what?
Of doing something against my nature?
That's exactly why I'm asking you to
Or
make a will
whatever.
save for, yeah.
So then I get the +2. Oh, 31.
Yes.
You snap from
Wouldn't have had that
the...
enough.
You snap from the command, and you realise your danger, Obsidian. You realise that you have to try and get to that like thing that's sticking out of the wall.
You see, because of the jump that I've done, I've run in that direction and gone out from
Yeah.
the wall. So I've got to do something to get back over there.
But listen, at least you have your wits about you now. You're able to take your turn. Is there anything that you can cast or anything that you can do that you think can try and get you closer to it?
About your walking stick.
Get a net.
Cruel fate.
Well, anything with a rope.
Not really. It takes a full round of concentration to summon. The only thing... I can summon something that can fly, but then that's a full round of concentration. So I don't think I could do that.
Well, you
Concentrate
could.
for a full round while
Of course you
falling.
could. Well, you're floating. You're not falling.
Yeah, that's true. You're not reaching
I'll ask
terminal
you.
velocity.
I will be making you do a concentration check to see if you can do that whilst floating, but you will be allowed to do that. And if you have something that will be able to help you in this situation as well, but that's what we've got to decide right now.
Yeah, in which case then... what level is that summon? That's...
You do have a trick that has wings.
Yeah, he's very small.
It could help guide you in the direction, though, is what I'm thinking.
Maybe he could. Oh, I'm going to start summoning anyway.
Okay, Trick will.
And yeah, we'll see
will
if Trick
approach and
can
see.
shove me
Yeah. Okay.
that direction. as best as he can.
It's trickier.
But
I saw him.
I will start
there
summoning.
he is,
Yeah, I've
you
been
put
there.
it there. Yeah. Master,
Shoving
we're,
me.
we're floating into the dark. I don't want to return to the hells. Don't make me go. As
I
you
haven't really
begin
used.
summoning.
Do familiars get a boost to strength or anything like that?
I don't really
Natural
know. To be honest.
armor
I'm not sure.
and
about
intelligence?
trick.
No, they don't. They don't. It's just his base. It's his base strength, which means his base strength is 10, which is a minus.
Okay.
Hey, 10 is 0.
Well, no, it's a 0. So it's
yeah,
a 0.
So a straight D20 roll.
So he has a push of 4. He goes.
He sort of like pats at you, like, but it does nothing to change your trajectory. You just keep floating. Thankfully, you have begun to concentrate on your summoning. However,
Yep.
what'll it be?
Do you want me to concentrate now, or would you rather I did the concentration on my next?
Oh, of course,
go?
yeah. Probably best to do the concentration check, certainly.
Yeah, because you won't have to bring in the summon if I can't pull it
What
off.
level of summon are you summoning? Because that contributes to this concentration check.
It has to be 4th level. It's the only one I've got that can actually help me.
Okay, so I believe.
So I am summoning a wyvern or wyvern zombie, 4th level, and I believe it equates. So it's a summon undead 4. Yeah, so it is a 4th level spell.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I think actually, it's right here. So I know what you have to get for a concentration check. Please roll it up.
Nice.
31.
Simple. This is like you casting a simple spell whilst on the back of a moving cart or something, or albeit the pressure's a little bit more intense. But in terms of the motion, you're able to draw upon your power and begin summoning. Do you want to suggest what you want me to bring over, or do you want to surprise us next turn and I get it next turn? It's up to you.
No, it's a wyvern zombie. It's a sparkly dragon.
Size?
Sparkle.
Large.
And because of your current predicament, I'm going to bring him over flying.
Staffing.
I do have control. You don't have control of him, I don't think.
No.
Do you feel in control?
I do.
There. Do you feel in control?
Do you feel in control?
I am in control. Yes.
There we go. Yeah. So that's where he'll.
We'll just
well, you can
Pop
put
him
where
over
he'll
here
be.
for now, and
Yeah.
I'll plunk him underneath me when he appears in the next round.
Incredible. Okay, so as you begin concentrating, that's what happens. Okay, and with that, then we move to Ansel. Ansel, you are beset.
Yeah, I'll follow Silas's advice and take a 5-foot step for free. And the shade will move to here. And then we strike twice once again. 20 on
Keep
its
going, I'll be
touch,
right back.
obviously minus 2 to
With
its
the
AC.
shade in proximity, yes, allows you to hit. Yep.
And again.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
oh. It's lucky, very lucky.
It's insanely lucky. Yes, both of those connect as you strike at the second night spawn, passing its guard.
So it takes only 37 that time. That equaled out from before.
Still pretty good.
As that happens, Ansel throws 2 claws and says, do you fear? And he will need to perform a will save DC 23 or be shaken if he's capable of it.
Oh, that's a good point. And he's cursed.
And he's at -4.
He is shaken.
Yeah, he is.
As it is not a fortitude-based one. That is out mind, and he is gripped by that. He is now shaken and cursed.
He is shooketh.
Shooketh indeed. My goodness. So what does that mean he's on a minus of now with that? That's
-4 to attacks, -6 to saves, -4 to checks, -2 to weapon damage, and -2 to AC.
very good. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on your turn, Ansel?
No, because the other one is too far away for me to do anything.
We're back to the top of the round. The one that has been shaken and cursed is going to... It's, unfortunately, Silastra, you are just in the way, so he is going to do what you pretty much have set yourself up for. You are in the way. He is going to try and stab you. And then he sort of, like, hopes vaguely that maybe he might impale you and get Ansel as well, but he lives the dream. He lives the dream. Oh, that was a cock, guys. Sorry, that just landed on its side. I'm just letting you know I'm re-rolling that, okay?
Armor class.
It's too low.
What was the armor class, sorry?
30.
And he's at -4.
That is a miss. He thrusts viciously at you, and then we'll go again.
32.
Both strikes go, well, you tell me what it's like as you dodge both of these flawlessly.
Like when I've done instinct before, generally his eyes have kind of been like he's focusing on the obelisk and everything, but this time his eyes are open. He's really concentrating, focusing on every move of the arms and the weapons, analysing it like as quick as he can, and just moving and dodging and deflecting with his hands and his body.
Okay. Cool. Right, that was Silastra. Obsidian.
Oh no, that was defense against.
Oh, I'm so
them,
sorry.
it's not
Yeah, that was. And it's now its turn. Sorry, the other one. My bad. This one is going to drop down here. Ka-dang!
Please try and hit Silastra, not me.
It's gonna prepare itself. So it's ready to do what it wants to do next turn. But he is going to pick up on the cue of this one. Roll a d4 for me, please. 1 and a 2 is Silastra, 3 and a 4 is Ansel. Silastra, you can roll it for me if you like. 1 and a 2, Silastra, 3 and a 4, and Ansel. Silastra, please make a fortitude saving throw for me, please.
This is
Oh no, that might have been better.
bones. And I'm not in a Shadowhand stance. 18.
Unfortunately, the power that you resisted last time just overtakes you as suddenly the blood in your veins takes to flame as your blood sets on fire within your waking self. Oh my god, that's a terrible damage roll! Oh my god! Oh! 32 points of fire damage!
32!
Blood damage.
It's technically fire. It couches its lance ready for what it will do next. It's now your turn, Silastra, and you feel that this effect is going to continue.
Yeah, I will change my stance to Child of Shadow, seeing that guy in the peripheral, and I shall go 5, 10, 15, 20 away from a straight line, and I will attempt an obscuring shadow veil
Okay.
34 to hit.
34 to hit. The one that you're next to, yeah, that's a hit. An easy hit.
Yes. That is 39 points of damage as I cut across its head.
That is that one there, right? Oh. There with, sorry, maths. Slice aggressively into him. It does not fell him. He still seems okay, that one. Staggers back from the power of your strike, but is still ready to go on grimly. Anything else on your turn, Silaster?
That's it.
Obsidian, your summon comes into being.
Okay. Now, of course, I have to be able to maneuver somehow on this thing. So I will land on it, I guess.
Yeah.
And just cling on for dear life. I don't have anything in the way of ride or anything like that. But I will attempt to do so. It's going to be better than using strength. So you can do ride untrained, and it's just dexterity, so I will just try and stay on its back while it maneuvers me up to sort of here.
Sure, I'm going to say, because it's your summon, you can roll with your spell casting modifier rather than a strength or dex modifier, I think, because it is your summon and it's created and existing through your power. So I will say that you can do that with your modifier.
In which case, then that's it'll just be my charisma.
Yeah.
Instead of my dexterity, which is much better. It's still only 14.
That's fine. DC 12 was the check.
Not trying to make it pretty.
No,
you just want to stay
hang
on it so it'll
to
drop
the thing.
here.
Yeah, and it's able to fly up. What is the fly speed of the wyvern?
Pretty damn fast, I believe. It can fly 60 feet.
Okay, so that'll bring you...
Fly 60 feet.
Where it caught you, it was before you got to the bottom of the 100 foot. So, yeah, we'll say you're about just above where you had jumped off originally, okay?
Okay. Is that my turn, or am I allowed to do a spell?
So that is the beast's movement. You've grabbed onto it and have ridden it. Yeah, go on, you can do a spell.
Can I see this guy?
We'll count that as your movement. Yeah, you can see that guy.
Lovely. In which case, I just want to do my range touch on him.
Very good. From the back of a undead wyvern, it's so metal.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Because I'm so he's gone full out because he's upset that he's been dominated a couple of times today. I'm sick of this shit. So once again, on his touch armor class, 20 on his touch armor class.
Unfortunately, that meets the number. It does not pass it, so it sails just past him. He ducks out of the way as your spell explodes into the wall behind him. And finally, Ansel.
Yeah. Moving within someone's threat range doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity, does it? It's only
Not
if you
within,
enter,
only
like if you
leaving.
leave it.
Yeah, so you can move around in his threat range. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, if you enter and pass through, that's always a tricky one.
Because I don't want to be stood there. I want to be stood there now.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as you don't leave. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem.
Great. And I will strike him once with a Eldritch Claw.
Ooh, okay.
Hopefully. 22 on his touch.
That is a hit.
So we do a bit less than last turn. 21 points of damage as I go under his blade and then stab him in the back.
What is it like as you destroy him, Ansel?
I go under his blade and stab him in the back, and then put my hand through the gap into his heart, and with the Eldritch Claw just squeeze, exploding it.
Ah, amazing. And it collapses.
Can I just add one thing. I never stand next to Ansel in these moments, so I'm just going to raise a fist bump.
Yeah, fist bump.
Incredible. And as it collapses onto the ground with a clatter, there is the sound of metal as it smashes onto the ground, its armor cracking. But that is mixed with a cacophony of more footsteps. Dang! Dang! As two more Night Spawn slam down into the descent, blood lance is raised, and it would seem the strangers are not yet half done. And it is there that we are going to leave the session tonight. So we're going to wrap up super quick because Matt has to fly. So we will ask Matt's
I really do. I'm
thoughts
very sorry.
at the end of the game with 3 minutes to spare.
The first fight was epic and went so much better than we thought that it could. Made us feel like badasses for a bit, which was nice. It's nice feeling that. Because of late, let's face it, that hasn't happened much. We often feel like we're just about clinging on.
So
It was nice to feel like we were shredding for a bit. But yeah, I'm just curious to see what's going to happen, what's coming.
Hollow Descent, baby.
Yeah.
This is the last
Hollow Descent.
The last push until reaching everything that you've been striving for throughout the whole game.
I have some thoughts about this fight and how we can get the edge back in our favour. But next time.
Cool.
Next time.
Well, feel free to duck out, Matt, if you need to rush away.
Yes, I am going to have to. I must go and settle the child to sleep before he wakes up, and I never sleep again.
Much
Well,
like
breaks loose.
XP will be in the. Well, actually, we'll do one XP. We won't do this XP. But yeah.
Oh no, not from this fight, but the first fight, whatever. Just put it in the chat, and I'll add it to mine.
Yeah.
And it's all good.
Lots of love.
Bye, guys.
Soon.
All
Well
the
played,
love,
Obsidian.
love.
Toodles.
Later.
And as we lose one, then we look to Mike. Thoughts and feelings at the end of the session. A session played with a few issues, but hopefully with its highlights as well.
Well, yes, it was a great fight at the start. It was a showcase as well. We got to do a lot of fun in the combat, which was good. Though I feel this one at the moment, Ansel's really starting to take a lot of the spotlight. But Silaster's mind is just kind of naive. Sickle Moons, what is going on with this guy? He's always been a bit of an enigma, and we've got answers. It's like one step forward, two steps back. It's like, okay, there's more going on. So there's that. But the end is approaching.
Very much so. And finally, Ansel. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that the other two were like, oh yeah, the first fight went really well and this one's gone very poorly. Because for me, it's been absolutely the other way around. Like, the first fight went really poorly for Ansel. He got fucked in his first attempt to do anything. And then spent the rest of the time just running around, basically.
You got nauseated, yeah, you had to rush away for a bit, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then this one, he helped get both of them away from danger to an extent, and then has torn these Blood Knights a new one. Are they Blood Knights?
Night Spawn, but yeah, they are Blood Knights too, I guess, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been very much fun to reveal a little bit more of Ansel's. I don't know how to phrase it, but yes.
And it is only a
Quite
little
annoying.
bit as well, which is the fun thing. Like, it doesn't really, like Mike said, it really posed more questions than it has gave more answers, which I love, because that's Ansel Steele. It is nice. In the words of Noel Fielding, it's all bleeding coming together as plot ties that have been out there for a little while, I think, are going to start coming in quite rapidly towards the next couple of sessions that will lead us out of this, at least this saga of the Knights of the Apocalypse. My only other thought was, and it's just like a thing to all DMs out there, even if you are super buzzed about a particular monster that you have ready, you have to be ready just to accept that something's going to come along and rebuke that bitch, so that the caster that was going to be able to cast for each witch, so 3 heads, so 3 spells per round. I had so many combos lined up. I was going to hold person, I was going to telekinesis them, I was going to send Scorching Rays at them whilst they're paralysed, so the auto crit. It was just going to be wild. And it didn't happen, because we embraced the chaos. And that's what we do here at Roll the Bones. So if you like watching us here, thank you ever so much for dropping by live, for the first half at least for tonight. And of course, after the fact on YouTube. Give us a follow on Twitch, and hit the bell to be notified when we go live. And of course, if you liked this video, give it a like. If you'd like to see more like it, give us a subscribe. All that is left to say are the immortal words: bone them rolls. Goodbye.
Goodbye for now.